Grand Rising, everybody. Hopefully, we got more people trickling in. I know the weather's getting good out there, so people are getting to it on a Saturday morning if they don't have to work and enjoying the good weather. It's probably how it's going to be during the summer. We'll just have a little bit of lower numbers, but that's okay. Everybody's getting out and about, and Saturday mornings are usually pretty important to people, so it's very understandable. This week has been pretty busy, actually. Um, we had Brett, actually, which I need to shoot him over a link right now. Let me see, Brett. I'm remembering Brett. Remembering you, Brett. Here is the link. Okay. Anyways, so what we got going on in Yelm, Washington is a couple different people, or this one cop. His name is, I don't know his first name, but his last name is Mooney. And apparently, hey, Luna, can you do me a favor, babe? Can you go grab, actually, yeah, I'll wait. Anyways, this guy, Mooney, the cop, he just can't quit violating people's rights. And Ty is one of those ones who had his rights violated by Officer Mooney, as well as Brett earlier this year. He just had private plates on his car, was parked, was at a pool tournament, and they came out and just towed the vehicle. Wasn't even on the streets. He wasn't even driving. They just towed it because they saw that he had those plates, and that was Mooney. And then Ty had a situation where he was just boldly arrested for no reason and put in the back of a car without, again, no investigation done. Ty, you want to go ahead and explain a little bit of that real quick, Papa Bear?
Yeah, I was at the park in Yelm, and I noticed a garage sale across the street, so I walked over there, and the woman that was selling her stuff, she showing me around at the stuff she had outside, and she said, "I have more stuff inside." So she took me inside and I looked around. Nothing I was really interested in, and looked out the window, and there was a man and a woman outside that I had not seen before, who were seemed to be in some kind of a dispute, maybe an argument. And so I was done inside. I walked out, and the woman, about the time I was walking out, she left. She had had enough with this guy, apparently, and he was on his phone calling the cops. And so I thought, well, it's time for me to leave. I don't need to be here. I've got a warrant for my arrest. And so I just walked back across the street to the park, and the cops are just a block away from there. So they showed up immediately. And evidently the guy that called the cops was pointing at me, and when they pulled in, they pulled into the park where I was. And I thought, oh shit, here we go. So the cop, the first cop that got there, Mooney, started approaching me, and I don't remember all the incidences what happened, but the videos, I think, did you post that, Cameron?
No, I ain't posted yet, Papa. I'm
Okay.
about to open it up right now, though, to see if people can kind of look at it while you're talking.
Yeah, but anyway, he approached me and asked me my name, and I thought, oh shit, here we go. And so I asked him, I think I asked him, I told him, I said, I'm not a party to this incident, whatever's going on. And he said, well, you're going to be if you don't give me your name. And oh, there it is. Yeah, let's watch this.
Okay, hold on then. I'll stop it. I got to get the audio going.
Have a seat for a second.
That's me.
Why are you accosting me?
He's saying he got assaulted at his house.
Just put that back for right now. Just do the stuff that's supposed to go in the box.
That guy with the phone, he's the guy that called the cops. I don't know what he's saying, but he's not pointing at me. Yeah, he already had.
Recording.
Here at the park, and he's trying to match me up with some. You didn't go in the house. You didn't go in my house.
George, just have a second. Just have a seat for a second. What's funny? What are you laughing about?
Why are you accosting me?
He's saying he got assaulted at his house.
Not by me.
But you were involved, no?
I wasn't involved at all. I was walking up and she had a garage sale. I walked over to the garage sale.
Okay. What's your name?
I'm not a party to this.
Well, until I determine otherwise, I'm gonna identify you.
Well, let's go over here and talk.
Come here. Let me tell you something, sir. Okay? I'm not trying to get aggressive here, but I'm gonna let you know that you're not running the show. I am.
Wow. I'm not trying to get aggressive, but I'm getting aggressive. And I'm going to let you know that I'm running the show, motherfucker.
God.
No, there's no show here.
Yes.
I have done nothing.
Great. That was a good response. There is no show here, buddy. That's great.
Okay. That's fine.
I have
Sir,
created.
calm down.
I
Listen,
have done nothing
sir,
wrong.
Sir.
You have no reason to be questioning me, accosting me.
So here's what's gonna
Here's
happen.
your issue
Here's
over
what's
here.
gonna happen. You're
Here's
gonna
your
settle
issue.
down and
Cracking his
comply, or you're gonna be 100% involved in what's going on here. Do you understand me? Keep your hands out of your pocket. Keep your hands out of your pocket. Get over here. Stop.
Listen, don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Stop.
Do not touch
Stop.
me.
You're not under arrest.
Keep
but
your
you will
hands
be.
off of me.
You're not under arrest.
You're not under arrest, but you will be, as I'm currently arresting you.
You have no
Yes, they
reason
put handcuffs
to
on.
even be talking to
Do
me.
you want to go to the ground?
Damn, Ty, look at those arms. Fucking muscles.
You got no right to
Do
be
you want to go
talking
to
to
the
me.
ground? Do you want to go to the ground?
Who are you?
Remember, when you're getting illegally arrested, y'all, you can defend yourself.
I don't understand. Why are you guys doing this?
Because you're being aggressive.
Over here, and this guy called the cops.
Ty, they're doing this because you were being aggressive. He just said it.
Wow.
You were being aggressive, Ty.
Was
You
I
said
being
it.
aggressive?
Yeah, you
Why,
were totally
Ty?
aggressive, bro. Why you had to do that,
Was
bro?
that-
If you just sit here and
Yeah.
comply, Ty. Just do as you're told.
Now you're accosting me. What the hell's going on here? I'm just trying to figure out what's going on, man.
Why you?
Hey, Brett. Hey, Brett. Look who's arresting this guy here, Ty. It's Mooney.
Getting
Why
so
don't you ask the guy that
hostile.
called you? We're going to. Well, let's go ask him.
Let's go have a seat right now.
I don't know. I'm not interested in having.
You're gonna go have a seat in jail if you don't knock it off. You understand me?
Why are you
Have a
acting
Oh,
like
seat.
this?
Have a seat, cause you're acting like this. Have a seat.
I'm not.
Sit down. Sit down.
Listen,
Sit down.
listen.
Sit down.
I don't have your.
Have a seat.
I haven't given you any
Have a seat.
jurisdiction. I'm not giving you my jurisdiction. I'm a private individual.
That's fine. You can be private individual in the back
Listen,
of my car.
I don't want to be in the back
Have a
of your
seat.
car.
Have a seat. You understand me? Sit
Shove.
down.
You're a
Push.
fucking asshole.
Whoa. A push with a shove with a head right to the door jam. What an asshole.
In the car.
You're an asshole.
You're not allowing me to do my job, because you're gonna go to jail.
You're not allowing me to do my job. What's your job? What's your job?
What's your job?
Violate your rights.
Put your foot in here.
What is your
To
job?
investigate crimes. Do you want to go to
Do
jail?
you have any suspicion of a crime? What
Stop.
is your suspicion of a crime?
Stop.
What
An
is
assault.
your suspicion of
An
a crime?
Stop.
Assault on
Stop
what?
talking to me.
On
What
an
kind of
vehicle.
assault?
Get in the car right now.
Have I touched anybody?
Get in
Did
the
you
car.
see me touch anybody?
You're interfering.
Has anybody even said I touched anybody?
Get in the car.
Why are
Perfect,
you
Ty.
fucking attacking me?
Damn,
There
what a
goes-
dick.
There goes your buddy, Brett. That's your boy. Where you at, Brett? Brett, where you at? I know he's in here. I saw him.
His mic is
Oh,
off.
Gotta unmute.
Hold
go.
up. Hey, what up? Yeah, that sounds like the same asshole who my.
Yeah, your connection sucks ass. Nobody heard what you said, bro. No, I'm joking. Yeah, we didn't hear what you said. You broke up pretty bad. What's up? Say it again.
This mic is off.
He's muted again.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know he's muted again.
Sounds
Alright,
like
guys.
the same asshole after Mooney.
Yep, that's
That's
him.
him.
That's him.
He's just a little power hungry little prick.
Little bitch. Sorry. Excuse
You
me.
need to relax.
Exactly.
You're gonna lose your fucking.
You hear Ty in the background. He goes, "You're gonna lose your fucking." He didn't finish.
Their ego is so big, it's unreal, man.
The lady.
They come over here,
Okay.
and I said, no one said
Where did they let you out,
You're
Ty?
gonna throw a fit when we let him out.
He said, he goes, Mooney goes, he's going to throw a fit when we let him out. Ah, hell yeah, he is, you idiot. Oh,
man.
It sounds like he's out of shape.
Nah, that's just this shit rubbing.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's hard for me to hear, so.
Face that way.
I need your business card. What's that? I need your business card. Excuse me? You asked Mike.
How many?
No, I need
Oh,
your
yeah.
business
Oh,
card.
you.
I need you to identify yourself, Kay Taylor.
You actually went in the back of the cop car, so
Kay
it's a
Taylor,
little bit
my
more
badge
for
is
you.
on my call sign is 6 Sam 1.
It's the same
6
situation
Sam
I
1.
essentially had happen to me with
6P10.
Hood River. So,
P is in Paul.
except you went in the
Hang
back
up
of the
your
car
gun.
this time.
So here's the deal, bud. Next
No,
time,
here's the deal.
no, don't
You're
talk
gonna
to
lose
me.
your gun.
Here's what's
B
gonna happen.
Mooney, 6D10. Let me.
Next time you interfere with me investigating,
How did
crime,
I interfere with
you'll
you?
go to jail.
How did I
Have a good
interfere
day.
with you?
Have a good day.
Next time you accost me.
That's true.
Next time
You
you
could
go
put
to
a lien
jail.
against
Stop.
him, dude.
Stop following me.
What's your number
Stop
again?
following me or go to
What's
jail
your
right now.
number? What's
I
your
just
number?
told you.
Tell me again. I forgot.
6P10. Write it down.
6P10.
Yep. Have a good day.
Biker guys and the
Okay.
brotherhood.
George, give us a second. Give us a second. Give us a second. Let us go do our job, please. Okay.
They're
I got
off
you
to
guys
find
coming
the
at right angles.
suspect.
There's 2 of us
His
here.
badge.
So just
That's pretty much it, huh, Ty?
Yeah, that's pretty well. There's another clip. It's not on this video. They sent me
Oh,
4
okay.
videos. They each had, both cops had 2 videos. We don't need to look at it. The only thing significant on it is that they approached the woman that showed me around the garage sale, and she confirmed that I wasn't with this other woman. You know, so they approached me without any probable cause whatsoever.
Yeah, get their bond number and put a lien on them against their badge and their gun. Somebody just put it in the chat, but I can't. Oh, I can in here, can I? I was thinking I was on Discord.
What's the shouldn't I file a claim before I put a lien on him?
Yeah,
Yes.
I've never done.
Yes.
That sounds like Zeke. What's up,
It
Zeke?
did sound like Zeke. What's up,
Well,
Zeke?
what's happening? You guys don't get
What's
distracted,
happening?
Ty. You got the
Hey, Zeke.
perfect case. Don't get distracted. And it also could have happened without all the hustle and fussle and bustle, because he was going to just put you in the car and hold you, arrest without a warrant, without any probable cause. Now you got your case. Now you just want to proceed with your case. You don't need to go bond and lien and some other angle. You're just going to get distracted. You're just going to get confused. Just stick with the claim, and you want to look into your first claim. It's going to go right to
Well,
the agency.
the only thing I would say to that is you're right. I definitely agree with that. I think that there's no reason for us to get sidetracked and focused on other things when we clearly have remedy that we can easily get. The only other thing I would say that you could possibly look into, because it's been such a short amount of time, is of course you could file like a claim through the insurance aspect and just do an administrative process just to move in good faith, or at least try to attempt moving forward in good faith, at least on their side. I would say that would just help in some aspect, but it's not necessary. It's not like it's needed. It's not required.
Yeah, it's
It's not a
necessary.
step.
It is
Well,
necessary, in my
okay,
opinion.
good.
In
Yeah,
my
I do
To
too.
file an
I do.
insurance
and
claim?
I'll tell you why.
Just to exhaust what
I'll
you
tell
have
you
before
why.
you. Yeah, go ahead, Papa.
Because when you go to the cops, to their agency, to their hearing officer, and you go in front of them and you show them the video, you have to give them the opportunity to settle. You're not going to have to sue them. You're going to settle. You're going to go look at this, and now you guys decide if you want to settle with me. Because if you don't want to settle, then that means that you're with the cop. You're with him, and they're not with him yet until they make a decision if they want to be with him.
Ah, this is good. That means that by preemptively moving in such a manner, you could actually pull more people into the civil suit, right?
Yeah, but they may want to settle. They may not want to be sued because they see a losing case.
What would be a reasonable amount to settle for?
Well, that's, you can go look at and try to, find out what other people have settled for. I would think, but I don't know, because I don't know what a reasonable amount is these days. You tell them 50,000.
Yeah, I think that might just take care of the emergency room hospital costs.
Oh, wait a minute. So you went and well, no, they're gonna pay for that.
Yeah.
Well,
That's different than
is,
the right violation.
insurance is already paid for it, but yeah.
Okay, well, how much did the insurance pay? I mean,
I don't know. It's all
okay.
through Medicare. So
Okay.
they didn't even send me a bill.
Yeah.
Okay, but there's an amount.
Yeah.
You find the
Yeah,
amount.
you can request that.
You find the amount and you add that on.
Now, what's interesting is that 50,000, that would just be the initial request, right? That doesn't include actually going into litigation, correct?
Well, correct. And you know what? Here's where you got to really think. Let's say they offer you 25.
I'd take it.
I'd take it too.
Me
Because you
too.
see, the reasonable amount is what you feel that you've suffered, and all you really suffered was the hospital bill. You had to go to the hospital, and your rights were violated.
But if
So
I was to, but if I was to,
rate
but if,
violation.
but if I was to take even 25 on a settlement, there would have to be some kind of stipulation in relation to Mooney himself, because I mean, within a 4-month period, we have two
Exactly.
different people.
Well,
We're about
wait
to
a
go over
minute,
Brett's right now.
wait a minute. Okay, you can bring up that stipulation, but that I wouldn't put that in there, because when you start talking about Mooney and his relationship to his boss, his agency, that's a whole nother issue, which I could bring up. What's his name just came in and said, "Oh, that's Mooney." So he would go in and say, "Look, Mooney did this to me. We got evidence that Mooney did all these things to the public." Yeah, it was Brett, and then that's a whole different than you. You could come as a public and join Brett, but and me and anybody who wants to do that, but that doesn't have anything to do with your specific incident, your claim, and you don't want to litigate. You want to settle, because is it worth it to you what you went through? 25 grand.
Hey, Todd.
Yeah, you want the money. You want to wait 2, 3, 5 years, and then you end up dismissing your case because you didn't file something right and you didn't do the procedure right, and you didn't this and you missed a date, and and then it gets dismissed, and now you're sitting there with nothing and put in all that work and stuff. No,
Right.
take the money, and then you can do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, but the only thing I would say to that is don't bring in doubt into the scenario. If you're bringing in doubt into the scenario, you're doubting the person's eligibility to be able to do what they can possibly do. So, like, just by saying that, like, what if you miss this and what if you miss that? Well, that's why we have Operation Wisedome. It's because we're here to depend on each other. Like, it's crazy. I'll even give my own personal experience. Someone was looking over my docket, and it wasn't even a Wisedome member. It was actually someone on YouTube that said, "Hey, Cameron, you've got a filing you better do that's coming up. You got due date coming up." They're not even into Operation Wisedome. They just put it on the YouTube, right? So it's like everybody's looking out for everybody, and I think that everybody here, especially with Ty and all the experience he's been through with things in his life and with his age, I think he could easily take this on in a civil suit with no issues whatsoever. And I wouldn't doubt him whatsoever on missing a date or even a filing, or being prepared. And so I want to say that about it.
Okay.
Hey, Todd.
Wait a minute. I'm not raising any doubt, because if they settle and he takes the money, there's no doubt. If they don't settle, well, then you have to proceed, and then the price may go up, the damages may go up. But I'm just saying, if you settle with them, why are you trying to rub it in or anything? No, take the money, and then you can do whatever you want to do.
Well, maybe I'll make a counter offer for 50,000 due to the emotional trauma and
Okay,
therapy,
okay, exactly.
therapy
So
that now I need to take because of the anxiety and
so-
So
depression.
do you see this
Yes.
guy on the screen? That's him right there, y'all. That's Mooney.
Hey,
Okay,
Ty,
but when
Ty,
you can negotiate, Ty. That's
Hey.
fine.
Ty, did you say you had a warrant out for you?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just asking, would you, wouldn't you want to have to get that warrant fixed before you file a complaint, or would
No.
that matter?
No.
I'm going Monday to get the warrant taken care of. I got a hearing on
Okay.
Monday.
Okay.
Even so, that has no bearing on a civil suit whatsoever.
Yeah.
What type of warrant it is too makes a difference.
Yep. Because then that just pulls it right back down to civil anyways, which is quasi-criminal. So,
Yeah. I was,
all right.
I attended a court hearing on Zoom, and the cop wanted to know what my name is. They asked me, "What's your name?" And I had already put in an affidavit explaining that I'm not the Ensley just artificial entity, and so I wanted to make that point. And so I brought his attention to the affidavit, and he cut my mic off, and he wouldn't let me talk anymore. And so that was the end of that hearing. And there was already a bench warrant out because I had missed the previous hearing before due to a misunderstanding on my part. But yeah, it was just a bench warrant for failure to appear.
Okay. Now,
You
Brett, where
charge
you at,
them with
Brett?
First Amendment violation.
Doug, you better be quiet. You know you ain't supposed to be talking. Brett, where you at? Brett, where are you, dude? He must have left.
You
Is
might
he
want to
gone?
put out an APB on him.
He's muted.
I don't even see him.
Also, Ty, I would charge them
Oh,
two
there he
hundred and
goes.
fifty
There.
thousand dollars for each rights violation.
How much?
250,000.
Now, Brett, why don't you
50,000?
tell us? Brett, why don't you tell us?
250.
Oh my God, you guys. Brett, why don't you
Yeah.
tell us about your situation? So this is the Mooney guy, right? This is him?
Yeah, that's Officer Mooney. Can you guys hear me better this time?
Yes, you're way more clear.
Okay. Yeah,
Now,
well,
what?
basically,
Mhm.
he just had his lights on behind my car and just
I don't know why your mic keeps muting, bro.
He,
I don't
Wow.
either.
yeah, he muted him.
It's like, there you go.
It looks froze up now.
Yeah, he is froze up.
before he was about to have getting towed. It's unregistered.
Okay, say that again, cause you broke up real bad, bro.
He said it's getting towed because it's unregistered. And I said, he's like, it don't make no sense. You got your VIN covered. I said, that's because I'm 100% in the private. I said, I don't have no contract with the state of Washington whatsoever. I said, I surrendered my driver's license. I canceled all my registrations for all my vehicles. I said, I'm 100% private. And he's like, and right before the tow truck got there, I'm like, I can go ahead and show you the VIN number. You know what I mean? But I said, I don't need to give you any other paperwork or anything. And I just did that just to hopefully he wouldn't tow it. But he's like, nope, it's unregistered. It's getting towed at this point. I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
And I just filed the
mind you, this
suit
is
on
what,
the 9th.
yeah, and his car was literally parked, y'all. He was literally in the pool house, and they fucking just pull
Yeah,
up
I
and
was
see
just
his
at the
plate, and they just
Did the establishment file a complaint on it being sitting in there?
no, not at all, bro.
did they
They just
establish what? I didn't hear you.
he was
Did
asking if the
Did they
establishment had
what?
requested that the car be towed.
Was it stickered by the city to be towed?
Nope.
No, not at all.
Well, there you go.
Yep. So again, there's no notice, right? You have to have notice. You have to have been given an opportunity to have cured that notice. If there's no opportunity to cure that notice, there's a violation of what? What is that a violation of, y'all?
Of due process.
Due process. Give me it.
Hey,
I
Hey,
need the due
I got a
process.
question. I called Thurston County Police Office and the lady said that you have to get their individual addresses in order to be serve them.
Nah,
They don't
that,
they don't serve at
that
their place of employment.
okay. Well, who said that? The sheriff said that?
Some lady at the Thurston County Sheriff's Office. I
That's
called
kind of
them.
crazy. That's kind of crazy. Maybe I need to make up a call up there too because that's not the case from what have had happen.
And
They
so
went right
also,
up to the police department and started their ass. So
okay, that's what I'm going to send them that then. But also, I got one more question. On the police report, one of the officers, it just said C.A. Seymour. And so I didn't know what his first name was. So that's what I put in the complaint. But now that I had to do research to try to find his address, I found Mooney's address actually, but I got to get this Christopher guy's address. Can I change to Christopher A. Seymour on the complaint and the summons and stuff, and that's what I'll go ahead and send them.
well, we can call in to Thurston County. There's several different departments that we should be able to get the information from. So we just need to
Yeah.
go and actually make some calls and then ask how we get the information and who from. That's how I would do it.
Okay.
I wouldn't even make it so hard because again, they're public servants, so it's all public information. So just make it
Yeah, but
easy
I'm
on
just
yourself and then on Monday, coming up on Monday, we just make some calls up there and if you want to do it on a three-way and record it, I can do that too. That way so you at least have some recording. I record every phone call when it comes down to interacting with anybody on that end. Just so
yeah,
if
that'd be
it
awesome.
moves around. Yeah. So
Now,
yeah.
can I ask you, being that I filed the complaint and the summons with the courthouse, but I just had C.A. Seymour, can I go ahead and change it to Christopher now that I know his first name? Because
You can, but I wouldn't say that it's necessary yet because you can file an amended complaint based on the aspect of their response, right? So we want to get a response out of them first. Once we get
yeah,
the
but I mean, I
response
haven't
out of
sent
them,
it off yet. You know what I mean? So I could just go ahead and change it,
yeah,
and that
I know.
way, you know what I mean? Instead of just C.A.
You
Seymour.
um, well, you talking about in your summons? Because in your summons, yeah, you can put out his full name just like that. And just because you got Officer C.A. Seymour in here, you're still all right, bro. I wouldn't trip out on that whatsoever.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I don't, that's not a big deal to trip out on right now.
Okay,
So.
because that's what was on the police report, and I didn't know his name. But now that I went on the Yelm website and found out his full name, so now I could just now I know his name. You know.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's I wanted to bring that up first just because that's an interesting situation between both Ty and Brett. Within a 4 month period, two of our Wisedome members in Yelm, Washington, has been violated by this guy. Apparently, he's just out here feeling like he can do whatever the hell he wants, and it's not good because now we got to get him up out of there. Apparently, Operation Wisedome members ain't playing in this thing, and we are about to have a second lawsuit against Mooney in a 4 month period, which I find very interesting. And they're both Wisedome members, so that's cool too.
How long do
Um,
you have to get that service of summons and complaint to them after you file in federal court? Is there a timeline?
I think there is a timeline. Um, I don't know if it's 21 days. No, it's not 21 days. The 21-day marker for a response doesn't even start until you give them the summons. And so I
Right.
think
So
they're not as strict on the summons due to the fact that we find where they're at, where you can serve them, depending upon
right.
their work. So it's a little bit more lenient there. I'm sure there is a time period. I could look at it real quick to see. Um, but yeah, let me see.
But it could be a month later. As long as they get served, that's when it really starts. But
That's when it starts.
yeah. Okay, good. So I thought I was in a hurry. As long as you get it filed with the courthouse within the 2 years, whatever timeline from the incident happening.
Did you try to settle with them before you go to the court?
No, I didn't know I could do that. I just went and finally I filed the lawsuit on the 9th in Tacoma. I went down there personally and filed it with the clerk.
Okay, so before you serve them with the summons, why don't you go in and have a hearing with them and try to settle it?
Okay, so I would have to contact somebody at the department.
Yes.
Okay.
Ask him how you
90
call for a hearing. You want
90
to
da-
call for a hearing.
and okay, here, let me also show this for everybody, just so we're being pretty precise here. In federal court, upon filing Section 1983 complaint, you have 90 days to serve the summons and complaint on the defendants. This time frame is dictated by Rule 4M of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. Failure to serve within 90 days may lead to dismissal of the case without prejudice against the unserved defendants. However, the court can order service within a specific time or grant an extension if the plaintiff demonstrates good cause for the delay. It's all about good cause, good faith. Valid reasons for delay, like difficulties locating the defendant, may be considered good cause. If service is not completed and no extension is granted, the case may be dismissed though without prejudice, permitting refiling if the statute of limitations allows. This 90-day limit does not apply to service in a foreign country or to a service of notice under Rule 7D1 1D3A. 90 days, guys.
All right.
90 days, my guys, my girls and guys. Okay. What else we got going on? What's up, Sean? Been a while. How's it going, Taylor? What's up, Alira? See Kurt's in the building for once.
Nothing much.
On the road again.
Always.
All right, let me see who else we got in this thing. What's up, Bob? I see you in this thing.
Good to see
Christian,
you.
nice to see you as well, brother. Jack, I see you in this thing. Ocasio.
Up,
Hey,
everyone.
Ocasio. What? Ocasio's in this thing? What's up, my boy?
Can you all hear me?
Yeah, what's up, James? What's up, Mandy?
What's
Hey,
up?
Matthew. What's up, Miguel? Sarah. What's up, Sarah? Oh my gosh. Susu in this thing. What's up, Susu? Thomas. Okay, okay. Everybody in this thing. All right.
Well,
That's cool.
Miguel Cruz ain't here, but he's having work today, so he's
What's up,
sending
Hayden?
me to talk for him.
Okay, so I kind of wanted Ocasio to talk because Ocasio had another situation. He just had a
Okay.
recent situation as well, and we haven't worked much on it. I don't know why he ain't reached out. I've been so busy, it's almost making me forget about it. But uh man, homeboy called or homeboy got a scheduled consult soon. Okay. Soon, like how soon? Like right now soon? Because it'd be cool for you to come on and say something. But yeah, Ocasio had got pulled over and got his window busted not even 2 weeks ago. Yeah, another busted window. So we're gonna have aspects there. I did kind of want to bring this up. Is everybody, I think what Troy's in here, but I'm sure I don't know if he's home or not. But we did just have John, the civil rights attorney, come out last week. He is defending actually let me find this for y'all real quick, y'all. We'll take a peek at this. It's kind of interesting. It's something that I've been going over with other people. I think maybe even Alira. I think I showed Alira. Alira, didn't we go over that together?
Go over what my husband talked over you.
It's all right. The civil rights attorney um and the aspect of being pulled out of the car and the reasons you can be pulled out of the car and not being pulled out of the car. No, yes.
Oh, I remember us doing something about that, like, shoot, when I first joined Wisedome a while back, but we haven't done anything recently about it.
Okay, then here, let me show you then.
Clearly established that flashing one's headlights to warn other motorists is protected speech. That assertion, however, misses the point. Every reasonable officer in the United States, Ellison stated he initiated the stop because plaintiff was signaling other drivers of the presence of another officer. There does not appear to be a law in West Virginia that criminalizes such behavior. Taking the facts as the court must in the light most favorable to the plaintiff, Deputy Ellison allegedly initiated the stop without reasonable suspicion. Such a stop would violate the Fourth Amendment. The court explained that unconstitutionally extending a stop by even a de minimis amount of time violates the Fourth Amendment. So even assuming a valid traffic stop exists, police officers cannot extend that stop any amount of time, or they violate the Fourth Amendment. The court said by failing to hand over the already written citations and prolonging the encounter, Deputy Ellison arguably made the stop longer than necessary to effectuate its purpose. Regarding the fact that Ellison ordered Mr. Iannacona out of the car, the court said, while it is true that an officer may order a suspect out of the car during a valid Terry stop, such order is only valid if an officer possesses an articulable and objectively reasonable belief that the suspect is potentially dangerous. The defendants cite nothing to suggest that between initiating the traffic stop and plaintiff's laughter, that Ellison noticed anything that would suggest the encounter became dangerous to him. Without such justification, the act of ordering plaintiff out of the car is arguably unjustified. And regarding the frisk of the plaintiff,
So we get what's going on there, right?
I object. Potentially dangerous. That's everybody that has two hands.
Mims says you have to be both armed and dangerous.
Now, but what should that do for us, though? That should allow us to comprehend that we should give them no eligibility to even have them suspect that we're potentially dangerous, right? Because these people like to utilize whatever they possibly can to say, in their belief and in their mind, oh, you're dangerous because of how you're acting, your attitude, the way you're approaching them, or speaking to them, right?
I mean, if you just have a gun on your hip and you could be calm as hell, they'll just call you potentially dangerous because you're exercising your Second Amendment.
That's true.
So
And because you have a
reality is that MIMS, they don't look at the safety aspects of it. MIMS just tells the officer that they can pull you out of the vehicle, and that's all they look at. They don't look at what's required prior.
No, they have to say that you're both armed and dangerous.
Right. I understand that, but the cops are just saying, no, MIMS says I can take you out of the vehicle, get out of the vehicle.
Because they don't actually read it themselves.
Correct.
But then it's like,
if they feel threatened.
But then it's like fruit of the poisonous tree.
Exactly.
I'll put that in the chat too.
Arguably unjustified. And regarding the frisk of the plaintiff, the court said, again, there is nothing to suggest at this time that Deputy Ellison became aware of an evolving threat to his safety.
Again, Deputy Ellison became aware. There is nothing to suggest, nothing at all to suggest that Deputy Ellison became aware of an evolving threat to his safety. That's why I be saying, when they be asking you to get up out the car, that's why I just tell them, I'm not getting up out of my car, bro. Period. I know there ain't nothing that's me being posed to you as a safety risk. Like you can cut all that out. I'm not getting out of my car.
Thus, even assuming this was a frisk of the plaintiff, it was arguably unjustified based on the facts alleged. So I've told you many times that police officers forget that element. In order to pull somebody out of their car and frisk them, there has to be facts objectively available that the individual is armed or dangerous. And in many cases that...
What did Steve say? What did Bob say? You have to be what?
Well, there's a difference between and
armed
or.
and dangerous.
Yes, sir. There's a big difference between and or. And both are required.
That does not exist, just like here. In many cases, that's used as sort of a retaliation for perceived disrespect. The defendants argued that there's no First Amendment right to flash your headlights and warn oncoming motorists about a speed trap. Here's what the court said about that. Given the fact that plaintiff contends that Deputy Ellison knew and understood the message he was attempting to send, the court finds no reason to conclude that flashing one's headlights do not constitute protected speech. Moreover, initiating a traffic stop because of protected speech and without probable cause would certainly...
Wait. Probable cause. Anybody want to help me? What is probable cause? Probable cause of what? A traffic violation, or does this mean a crime?
Has to be a crime.
Articulable suspicion of a probable cause.
Whoa. You can't define the word with the word now. You can't define the word with the word now.
So reasonable, articulable suspicion of a crime.
It has to be a crime. Yep.
Deter a person from engaging in that protected speech in the future. Regarding qualified immunity, the court said this. Defendants assert that Deputy Ellison is entitled to qualified immunity because it is debatable and thus not clearly established that flashing one's headlights to warn other motorists is protected speech. That assertion, however, misses the point. Every reasonable officer in the United States is aware that retaliation for First Amendment speech is a violation of a person's constitutional rights.
Okay, let's pause for a second because when Cameron starts saying I'm not waiving any of my rights, and in any situation that I'm in, whether it's Hood River or any of them, I'm not doing this and I'm not doing that, and they retaliate. Oh, well, you're under arrest for obstruction of justice. Clearly, uh, Ty, when you're refusing and you're not under arrest, you're being aggressive. Man, come on, man.
Whereas here, the allegation is that a defendant knew of the speech and reacted to it accordingly. Qualified immunity cannot.
Yeah, we can hear you. What's up, bro? What's up?
Someone in the chat wanted to talk about their case too, but I don't remember who it was.
Who is it, Ocasio?
I don't know. I gotta
Serve as a
look.
proper shield. If Justice Plaintiff alleges Deputy Ellison knew.
It was Tom or something. Thomas.
Thomas.
And I just heard Ocasio. What you mean a catch and release?
They just catching niggas and releasing them, even though no lawful basis. They just process them, get their fingerprints, get their data, and release them. That's what I'm seeing is just what they do.
Rate them bonds.
Yeah, but I mean, how much time you got? Do you want to talk about your situation or no?
Man, I don't know what else to talk about other than I gotta respond to the tickets. I'm gonna probably I'm gonna probably see if I can get a different court date. To have the time to respond. But I'm thinking about using the trade name angle. I'm thinking about using reputational harm angle.
Hold on for a second. Why
Irreparable
would
harm,
you?
not reputational.
But what I would like to also, you said both. What I would like to say though is right off the bat, are you gonna be filing something with the court? Like motion aspects? Or would you just go ahead and do like an affidavit, a strong affidavit, and rebut everything first before filing
Definitely
any
want to do
motions?
like an omnibus type situation, motion dismiss, motion to vacate, motion to suppress, all that other shit.
Yeah.
Rule 301.
301 on there.
Cause
Can y'all hear me this time?
Thomas, you just got to speak up, man.
Yeah, his mic's low.
Yeah, I can
you
barely
hear me?
hear him.
I mean, I can hear you if I focus hard enough, but your shit is low.
Well, I was just gonna say, thankfully, you were in my ear saying to ask the officer if he felt like he was in danger when he was telling me to get out the car. So I got that on his body cam saying I'm not sure. So if
Oh,
you're
you
not
already got the
sure that
body cam?
no, not yet, but
Oh,
he
okay.
did have it on him when we did confirm that he had it on him when he was engaging with me.
And you
So
did already get the audio from me, right? The phone call?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just a matter of presenting my statement of the facts, and whatever motions
Well,
they're
see,
gonna
I
have to
wouldn't even
file.
see. There you go again. And then you said again, whatever motions. See what, and I want to see what just everybody thinks. Is Zeke still in here? Zeke, you still in here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I want to know what you think about like what we've been kind of doing lately. So the same thing in which I did for my situation. What we've been doing lately is we've just been submitting over affidavits and rebutting the presumptions and allowing them to respond back. How do you feel about that in relation to versus filing a motion and giving up jurisdiction just by filing a motion?
Well, again, you've given up jurisdiction if you didn't initially file a demur. Now, and if you're filing a motion to dismiss and with the grounds of a demur, that doesn't give them jurisdiction. The jurisdiction doesn't come in until after you've pled. And when you go to give them a notice, that's where you have to give the notice. They're not going to hear a notice unless there's a motion. It's attached to a motion. Now, so you can make a motion to the court in response and not give the court jurisdiction, But once they've assumed jurisdiction and a plea has been entered, then you can still put in that motion to dismiss with your attached notice. See, your attached notice is your affidavit, and an affidavit isn't going to be heard unless you move the court to hear it.
Let me say something. What I do is I put in a notice in the nature of a motion. That's how I title my motions.
Okay, now when you do that, do you serve that on the other side? Because you're not really.
Yes.
Okay, because your allegations are not against the court. Your allegations.
I wouldn't even file it with the court.
Well, filing is, you file it with the court and you serve it on the other side.
Well, see, what I'm saying is, an initial aspect, I wouldn't even file anything with the court. I'd send it straight over to the DA. Like with my last situation with Click Attack, I straight mailed it directly, return receipt over to the DA. Nothing with the court.
Okay, but so that is in the nature of discovery. So you're just talking to the DA, and when he gets a notice, he's like, "Oh, here's a notice. That don't mean nothing. Throw it away." Because you have to, in order to talk to the DA, you would, just like you want to talk with the cops boss, you gotta call for a hearing. See, you want to be heard, and if you don't call for a hearing, they're not going to hear anything you say. So if you're going to the DA, you ask him to have a meet and confer, or you tell him you want to have a hearing with him. See, and when you hear with the DA, that's hearing with the DA, the guy that wrote the charges, and the DA agency, because the DA agency is an agency. The cop is a cop and an agency, and these agencies are courts. They're the true administrative court. And remember, the object is to settle. You want to settle. So if you've been violated, you want to settle, and you'll settle. Now, if they're not going to pay you what you want, then you're going to have to file a lawsuit, because that lawsuit is only for damages. Now you can file for injunction, declaratory and injunctive relief. Now that's not law, that's equity. And then you're telling them you want to get a restraining order on the cop so that he doesn't do this again.
Right.
Okay, but if you want the money, you just go tell him, hey, here's what he did. He violated it. I'm noticing you, and let's settle. And now we just settle the amount. And really, if they offer anything, then that's in the ballpark. That's reasonable. You can ask for 100 grand, and then they say, well, we'll give you 25, and you say, well, how about 50? And then they, yeah. But then they go, no, we know, because they already know. They know what it's worth. Because if they're offering anything, they know what it's worth, and I know I'd take it, because $10,000 is what it used to be generally. It's probably 50,000 generally right now. So if you ask for 100 or 230,000, you give them the opportunity to tell you what they think it's worth. Okay, and then everyone's 250,000. Well, that's the maximum. That's the maximum. Just like when they come at us, the maximum on a misdemeanor is a year in jail. Well, they don't ever put someone in jail for a year on their first deal. It's got to be a major thing. Just like 250,000. This has to be a major deal.
That's a good analogy.
Try to make a major deal out of it, but you're not going to get the money. Let's just take the money. Let's take 10 grand. I mean, it's up to each individual to decide to settle. But now, if they offer 10 grand and you go all the way to a jury trial, and a jury trial to get a jury and to set that up in a civil case in a federal court, you're talking, what lawyers end up spending is around $125,000, $150,000 just to get it all heard. And if you get in there and the jury says, well, you know, that wasn't anything, and you know, they convince the jury, and they go, yeah, it's something. So we say 5,000. Okay, so if they say 5,000 and you asked for 10 or more, then you actually have to pay for all the court costs because you should have settled. You see, that's how that works too. So it's a weighing out the balance of doing this whole court thing and going to court and doing it. So it's the reasonable man, reasonable, and if they're making you an offer, it's probably reasonable. You know, we got to really consider taking it. But yeah, you ask for a bunch, but you know, if they offer something, then you know, because if you don't get what you asked for and you're sticking with that amount, and you didn't settle for less, then if you don't get that on the jury, then you got to pay for the whole trial.
Man, that's a good way to look at that. I appreciate that. That changed my whole attitude on thinking about that. Thank you, Zeke.
Yeah,
Zeke. Appreciate
Can
it, brother.
I ask a question about that? When you're talking about settlement, the court already found me guilty in a stupid bench trial, so I put in a notice of appeal. And then if it goes to trial, are you saying your notice of appeal is where you're asking for a settlement because they've already found you guilty? Or is it if you go to trial and you're found not guilty, or you're in the trial and they offer a settlement before there's a judgment? I'm not sure where that comes in.
okay, let me clarify. I'm only talking about a civil case when you're bringing it. If it's a criminal case, you don't ever have to pay a dime, ever, for anything, a dime. Okay. Now, from the aspect of, yeah, you've been found guilty, you have an appeal. Well, at any point during or after the trial, you can go and settle with the DA or the agency, but that's not a settlement of what they're going to pay you. That's a settlement of how you're going to settle their case against you. Okay, that's when you go, okay, you got me with this and you got me with that. Maybe I'll plead guilty to some other unrelated charge. Anything. It could be anything. You say, I'll plead guilty to, you know, jaywalking. And then they get that conviction, right? A conviction is all they really want. You're thinking they want the money, but we don't have enough money for them. So then you can go, okay, so a jaywalking, and then you go, what's the fine for that? You know, it's you know, $50 or 150, whatever it is. And then you can say, okay, well, I'll plead guilty, and you want this amount, but how about you ask for, you know, 10? I'll give you $10. Or and really, if you understand, you can go, well, you know, okay. And then he says, no, we're not going to do it. Then you go to the court, back to the court, and the judge says, okay, I'm going to find you guilty. You get found guilty, however way, and then that's the end of the case. Okay, then someone comes up with an idea, usually the judge, and as you're walking out and we're all done with this, he goes, wait a minute, we want to fine you. What? You want to fine me? Yeah, we want to fine you, you know, $100 or you know, $800 or whatever they want to fine you. Okay, well, now, first of all, you didn't get a trial on the fine, you know, and that's where they're really taking money from you. They're taking your property. That's where they're violating you, because really, if you look at the whole trial, they found you guilty of not having a driver's license. Well, duh. Why do we go to trial on that? Duh. Obviously, I didn't have a driver's license. Duh. But now you want to charge me because I didn't have a driver's license? That's a whole nother story. And I don't want to go to trial. I don't know enough about how this all works. So, Judge, you want that, and now you found me guilty. Well, I don't have any money. I can't afford $800. And then he starts negotiating. Well, how about I'll cut it in half? How about 400? You take that? He reduce it down to 20.
It sounds like sounds like a debt collector, Zeke.
Well, it is. It's exactly what it is. And you can negotiate it. And then when you say I don't have any money, then he says, well, how about doing community service?
What's up, Kurt?
And so you can negotiate them all the way down to, okay, well, just I'll plead guilty and you suspend the fine.
What's up, Danny?
And they can suspend the fine. And then it's no pay, and you're found guilty of something that you didn't even do. You didn't do it, but they found you guilty of it. But usually you didn't have a license. You didn't. The reason the cop pulled you over was probably true, the facts. And so that's you're guilty. Yeah, I'm guilty. But then if you want money from me, I don't have any. Suspend the fine. See, and then it becomes, well, and then if the judge pushes, well, then that becomes an issue of why. Why doesn't the judge suspend the fine if you ask him to? What's his reason not to?
What is it?
He don't have one.
The harm.
Or the book says, his book says it defines this much. And that's why it's
I got
all
3 coffee beans in my pocket. Will you accept my coffee beans?
Well, he probably won't. Because he
Bring up
wants.
the Michigan case.
Well, here again, we're just discussing this thing, see? Because whatever you offer to pay, there is no money. So why is he asking for money? And no, we're not going to take coffee beans, and we're not going to take it because we need to take the money that our account is about. And that's dollar bill.
Silver only.
Yeah.
Well, they
there
don't
is no
accept the
money.
silver only. But that's why the offer can be 0 on your side, and why won't he accept that?
Couldn't you just do Title 14, Section 411?
No, you do Section 15 of the military code. What does that mean? You don't you do this? Don't you do that? We're negotiating something, and we're not bringing any code sections in. We're not bringing any law in. This is a negotiation. We're settling this issue of them wanting money from you. That's all. Okay, we're not going after them. You can't
money
do
doesn't exist technically.
Say what?
Money doesn't exist technically. Federal Reserve notes are money.
That's the point. That's the point. Exactly. But just because you say it doesn't change anything. So money doesn't exist. So how can I pay you? I'll pay you $0 bills. Because the dollar bill does resemble 0.
It cancels debt.
But I thought the remedy was
discharges debt.
Title 14, Section 4.
Discharge, discharge, yeah.
Why are we bringing in a code section? And why is that code section valid?
Because that's the remedy to dealing with Federal Reserve notes.
No, it isn't. The remedy with dealing with Federal Reserve notes is to deal with the fact that they're floating around and people think they have value. That's
Look at this dude blow through this red light.
Oh.
Yeah, I just noticed that myself. I'm like, what the heck is that?
Well,
so homeboy stops and turns, and homeboy just runs through it like I'm not even gonna stop.
I know both of them.
So then let's check this out. I just want y'all to see this.
Yeah, there he turns on the light. Why didn't he have his lights on through that stop sign? And now he's trespassing on private property.
I would have done the same shit.
Okay, hold on. What he thinks is a crime. Okay,
He's around the curtilage. He's also around the curtilage of his house.
That's what they did to me. They chased me. They chased me a quarter mile down the road. Well, they didn't chase me, but he came after me. He was a quarter mile down the road, and then he pulled me over my driveway, and then told me to get back in my car.
On your
Private
property?
property.
Yeah, on my property.
He doesn't have jurisdiction or authority to do that.
No, he's got to
Right?
get warrant.
Well, he thought he did, so we got to be careful here because he thinks he does. You think he doesn't, and that's he's going to win on the street.
Right.
That's
But
he's going to win on the street.
He pulled into what they call it, the curtilage of the house.
Well, he was pursuing. He was pursuing what he thought was a crime.
Hey, what's up? Come here. Come here. Stay here.
What's up? I'm here.
Stay here.
What's up, my dude?
Stay right here.
What's up?
Stay right here.
What's up? What crime did I commit?
Paperwork.
What crime did I commit, homie?
Get me back here. Stay here. Come here. Stay here.
Don't touch me.
Stay
Don't
here.
touch me.
Stay
Don't
here.
touch me.
Stay
Don't
here.
I got
Come
cameras,
here.
bro.
You're
Get off
place on the
me.
rest. If you don't cooperate, you're on the arrest. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
I said don't touch me. Look, you're under arrest. Young motherfucker. I said don't touch me, motherfucker. Then I fucking touch me, you fucking cunt. You fuck me, dog.
You're under arrest, bro.
You're under arrest. You're fucking
His body came off.
Get on the ground. Get on the fucking arrest. Get off me, you fucking cunt.
You fucking cunt.
That's me every time I get involved with the cops. That's exactly how I act with the cops every single fucking time.
Why?
So I'm trying. So the issue here is that the officer did not tell the man exactly what he is being detained or arrested for.
Well, this is Christopher Frankie. Christopher ended up doing 9 months in jail over this and took a plea to get out. I do believe he's still on probation. He's currently moving forward with an appeal on this, or at least trying to get something taken care of to actually start moving forward because of the representation in which he had. And he finally just got the body cams last week. So this is us going. We went over pretty heavily yesterday, and we're just kind of game planning right now on the whole situation. But yeah, this is kind of crazy. Let's just watch it from this viewpoint now, though.
9 months, that's ridiculous.
He did a full 9 months.
The cop did 9 months?
No, Papa Bear,
Okay.
Christopher did 9 months in jail.
Yeah.
So what the cop would do what?
So
9
look,
months
the
of
cop
paid leave?
blows through. The cop don't even stop and blows through. No lights are on. And as soon as he pulls in, that's when, like, what is that about?
Hey, for a second.
Now,
I would
me
have done the same
personally,
thing.
yeah, and me personally, that's his home. So to
Right.
me, there's no violation that was seen. Because if you
You
saw
know.
a violation, you would have already hit on your lights. So
The way this
I would
cop
say,
jumped out of his car, he was on
Yep.
the attack.
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
100%.
He was already stalking that man.
May I
Yes,
add?
yes, he was.
May I add?
Okay, so that's a reasonable man. Cam's a reasonable man, looking at it from probable cause. But the cops look at it for what they call reasonable suspicion. And reasonable suspicion, you go to what we'll call not the reasonable man, but the reasonable cop. And so every single other cop is going to say that this cop had reasonable suspicion, and if he has it, then he can, and they call that probable cause among themselves, and then he's going to pursue the crime. Remember, there's two kinds of crimes. There's a violation of the code crime, and then there's the real crime. And these cops believe in the violation of the code crime, and so they can pursue, and they can go on a private property, and they can do whatever it takes to get the guy because he committed a crime.
If that's the case, if that's the case, Zeke, why didn't he state that when he was asked it? Why did he instead just stick to his giving orders?
He doesn't have to.
Just like aren't a crime.
Well, that's there.
Just like, let's say a guy shoots. Say a guy shoots somebody. Okay. Does the cop go up and say, "I need your name"? Give me your identification.
Fuck no.
You don't care who you are. You get arrested, period. Okay?
Well, that seems like a complete violation too, just to walk up to someone without giving them any reason as to why he's going to be arrested and just go hands on. I think that's a complete violation right there.
True.
Well, a violation of what?
The Fourth Amendment.
No. If you shoot somebody, the cop ain't gonna ask you your name.
You had to provide the reasonable suspicion of why he's going to be detained.
Hey, Zeke.
You just can't go up to. It's like walking up to someone and then start putting.
Hey, Zeke. What I see cops doing is coming up and say, "I have reasonable suspicion," and then they don't say of a crime. They just say, "I have reasonable suspicion."
It means the same thing.
But it doesn't.
He still didn't
That's what
say
you're not
that.
getting.
Wait a minute. Slow down here. Slow down. Reasonable suspicion of a crime that's defined as a violation. It's called a crime. There's two kinds of crimes, I'm telling you.
Well,
I know there's
crime in
yes,
fact.
they're getting that, but what they're saying and what I do agree with is that they just blurt out reasonable suspicion and they don't even have it. See?
Well,
Just like
a guy's just
Pennsylvania
walking
versus
down the
Mims and everything
Let
else.
me ask you this.
Yeah.
Let's slow down here.
We are. We're slow. We've gotten it slowed down. We're just saying.
Why do you say they don't have reasonable suspicion of a crime?
Okay,
Tell me
so
why
I'm
wait a
feeding
minute. Huh?
Because there must be elements, right?
Okay,
Don't
let
we
me
have
give you
those
the
four
element.
legs of a table to
Let
stand
me
on?
give you the element. Okay?
Calm down, you're being too hostile.
Wait a minute. A crime is defined as a code violation. And everybody saw that video that car ran that stop sign. That's
the cop
that's
ran
the
the stop.
evidence.
No, the cop ran the stop sign. The car stopped.
Can we go back and review that video one more time? That way we can all be for sure that what we were saying.
Yeah, let's. Well, I would like to watch it all the way through, at least to where.
Gotta get Cam on there.
Can we do that? That way we can get all the information before we make comment.
Yeah, because
Now what I want to
going on.
now look at where we're at in the very beginning, y'all. Okay, he's pretty far away from this car, but you can tell he's following. All right, he's following this guy, most definitely following home, and he speeds up to catch up to him as well.
To me, it looks like the cop broke more.
Yeah, the cop speeding to catch up.
Why is he
Did not
speeding in a
stop.
neighborhood without lights?
But that's normal, right?
No, that's a no.
That
Hold on.
cop ran that
He did
stop
a
sign.
reasonable amount of. He did a reasonable amount of time stop to the stop sign.
I don't see where he done shit wrong, but the cop did.
And why didn't the cop stop him at that stop sign? He had a pause right there.
Yep.
He
Why
could have
didn't
stopped
he have
him
his
right
lights
then. Why didn't he wait until he got all the way to that man's driveway to stop that?
Yeah, that and why didn't he have his lights on when going through that stop sign himself without even stopping? If you're gonna break the traffic sign, you have to have your lights on.
Holy shit.
Oh, what do you think? They're commercial drivers or something?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Cop starts punching him and all this. Hold on, let me zoom it in.
So I want to ask everybody, did the white car, did that guy run the stop sign?
No.
No, the white car was all the way through the stop sign.
The white vehicle had a reasonable amount of time at the stop before he made his turn.
Correct.
That's assault
That's what I
right
saw.
there, man.
And
I
battery.
saw him hitting the dude.
Show me the stop sign again.
Yep, see, little piggies commit a bunch of crimes, so they can
I'm
accuse
sure-
you of committing a crime.
He says, "Get off of me!"
This cop needs to go to boxing school.
I'm sure we all agree we don't fight with the cops.
The white car was at the stop sign already.
So who got in the car?
training non-existent.
Okay.
Can I ask a question? This has to do with reasonable suspicion. Some unmarked car.
So yeah,
three
the car went away from him already, and the car stopped.
I don't know that it stopped right there.
It stopped, bro.
I don't
it
think
looked like it.
let's
Let me ask
review
you
it
this.
slow.
Okay,
Hey,
wait a
Zeke,
minute. Wait a
I'll
minute.
go
I tried
slower.
to
I'll
zoom
go
in.
slower.
It stopped a
on.
hell of a lot more than the cop did. We'll put
What
it that
was
way.
the reason for this that the cop pulled him over?
Exactly.
Yeah,
None.
what was
That's
the
the point.
reason the cop was following him in the first place? He
Yeah.
probably ran a stop
Anyone
sign
can
back
follow
before.
anybody.
There's
He's
brakes
there.
lights
What I'm
Right.
saying is he
on.
probably
You're
already
right.
ran a stop
You're
sign.
right.
As long as they want.
Stop
Yeah.
and a go.
There's
A
a
stop and a go.
turn
Okay.
signal,
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And look at
and
the
he
cop.
goes.
But it had to
Roll
be
right through.
before.
No
and
stop.
There
you guys
certainly
keep
was no
focusing
reason
on
to
the
start
wrong
punching the
point.
guy.
You're
Now,
focusing
what is
on
the
the
reason
wrong
for
point.
the
When you're playing a basketball game and the other team's bringing it up, you got to play defense. You don't get to say, "Hey, we're going to score. We're scoring. We made a score." It don't work that way. There's offense and
Well, when
defense,
he's
and this is total got to be defense. And the question was that we want to know why, a cop gets behind people for different reasons. And why was the cop pursuing him? Because it appeared he was pursuing him.
We
So
Yeah,
don't know.
before.
did
We don't
something
know.
occur? Did something occur that caught the cop's attention? And was that thing that occurred a crime in the cop's mind?
was it on the report?
You're talking. Are you talking about before this body cam
Yes.
video? Like
Yes.
why? Okay. Yeah, that's a good question.
Because it was like he was already in pursuit of him.
At the first left turn.
So he had a reason.
Right.
He
But
had
the
a
Right.
thing is that, but why? If there was okay to the officer,
the
like
car
if
registered?
whatever the officer was pursuing the man for, why didn't he address that the moment that the man exits the vehicle?
Well, because something else came up.
Because the man has no he's already in his private
he
property.
didn't
He
get
has,
time to do it.
He was
that's
asked.
Now,
that's
let
that's
me
guy
ask you
that's
this.
that's not
Was
that,
the
that
car
that's not the man.
registered?
Hey, Cam, what does the Supreme Court say about traffic infractions? Are they crimes or not?
no?
No, they're civil infractions. That's it. They're
on
not crimes.
on our tickets it says criminal.
In
That's why when
California,
he said, what crime did I commit
No.
on his traffic stop? Or when
It don't
he
say
was stopped,
criminal.
there was no crime.
It don't say criminal. It just says uniform citation.
No, in
California,
Illinois,
Violation.
Cam, in Illinois,
Oh
our
man,
ticket says criminal.
yep, and in
In Texas, they're
California, it's
criminal
definitely
too.
criminal.
yeah.
Even though there is case law that says a little different.
Yeah, there is case law that says different.
So that's why you got to realize there's two definitions of the word crime.
Yeah, those definitions come from
Yeah.
the court.
Real and imaginary.
Yeah, the courts can come up with any.
Yeah.
Fact in law.
Exactly, Freedom.
No, Freedom's got it, but he doesn't know how to
Quasi.
explain it.
Oh, you
Zeke,
mean
I
little
understand
Real
your
crime and
point.
quasi crime.
Whatever they
That,
want.
on the street, you don't want to mess with the cops,
There you
but
go.
once we go to court with this, there was no crime committed. It was maybe a quasi crime, but there was no real crime. There was no probable cause. There was no how many rights violations were there?
Right.
I mean,
That's right.
once we get it off the street and into the courtroom, I think there's a strong case here for this guy.
Even the man still has a strong case regardless because the man was assaulting on his private property. And I remember reading the case that.
Yeah, y'all quit jumping over each other. Yeah, one at a time, please. Go ahead. Go ahead.
First off, we got to decide which is if traffic infractions are crimes or not. One court says this, one court says that. So where do we get? So if there's a crime for a cop to go over and start assaulting or shooting people or whatever, probable cause of a crime, is a traffic infraction a crime?
No.
Yes.
In Michigan, no. The
Well,
motor vehicle.
in this man's area, is it? Where was the? Where did all this take place?
Yeah, jurisdiction.
Unless you've caused harm or damage in a car, then no. The motor vehicle code even defines them as civil infractions, not crimes.
Come on, go in. Stay right with, brother. That's 2 to 7.
That's 2 to 7.
Yo, bro, did I commit a crime? What crime did I commit so far?
What did they call her?
What did they call her?
Around here so far.
What crime did I commit so far? I just want to hear the crime.
You're not in trouble. We're
So
not
why are you in my yard?
This is your mother's house, correct?
It's my house.
Okay, well, somebody called in regards to your mother's house.
For what?
That's why we're
For what?
Because we have to make sure she's alive and
Get the fuck out of my house. Get out of my house.
She was okay.
Right now, get off my property, bro. You're all gonna get cases on you, bro. You're all trespassing right now. It's private property, bro. It doesn't matter where my mother is. That's none of your business. You understand that?
Someone called you, right? So.
Yo, bro, go talk to them then. Go talk to them. The person that called you, go talk to them. Do me the favor. The fuck off my property. Just like I said, the fuck off my property, bro. My mother's fine. She don't need to talk to you. She don't like you anyway. She don't like none of you pigs. Fuck off my property, bro. Seriously. All right.
He was inside. Why the fuck did he come
Can I
back
get
out?
your badge number, please?
Hudson 3361.
Can I get your badge number, please?
3431.
Can I get your badge number? Badge number, dog.
Here.
Say it. Speak it.
You can read. 3313.
3313. What's your badge
There you
number,
go.
sir? What's your badge number, sir?
Try to intimidate them like they intimidate us.
We're just gonna make sure
Get
your
off my
mom's okay.
property.
Can you call her back?
She's fine. I'm her caregiver. She don't need you.
Whatever his meeting.
Fuck off my property, bro. You treasonous. Tyrants. Fuck off my property, tyrants.
Now, I wouldn't talk to the cops like that, but.
Fuck that. That's how I talk to the cops.
There's no listen. I don't like you, bro. I don't like cops. You're not on my side. You're not my friend.
That's exactly
I don't
how
care.
I talk to cops.
Why are you at my house? Since I'm not in trouble, get off my property. You said it. You said that someone called, right? For a welfare check. Who?
Hearsay phone call.
Who?
To make sure your mom's okay. All we need to do is make sure your mom's okay and we're leaving.
Who?
You're making it so much
Hearsay
It
phone
harder.
doesn't.
call
I don't
equals
care. I'm
unlimited
gonna
power.
make it terribly hard. I'm gonna make it terribly hard. You know why? Because it's my house, my property. You just trespassed. You in my backyard.
Sir. It's just 1 hour, okay?
So don't try to be my friend.
I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to explain
I don't
to you.
like you. I don't like cops. You just ruined my life just a couple of days ago, brother. So, yeah, have fun. There's nothing to talk about. There's no welfare check. She's fine. I'm her caregiver, and she's not gonna talk to you. Ain't shit to talk about, bro. What are you gonna tell her? Oh, what? Nothing. Nothing.
We
There's
don't have
nothing
to talk to her.
about.
As long as we know she's fine, she's inside, she's okay, that's all we need. And we're
Doesn't
gonna
matter
help.
where. She could be at the fucking doctor's. How would you know she's here?
So then tell us that, so then we'll leave.
She's at the doctor's.
Which
There you
doctor?
go.
So we're gonna send an officer there.
It
She's
doesn't-
there, we will be out of your hair.
She's far in Livingston.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine. We'll send Livingston there. Just tell
Go
us where
ahead.
it's at.
I don't know. She
Okay,
went
then.
there.
Well, then we're not gonna leave until she comes back.
How did she get there?
Okay.
I mean, I saw someone peeking through the window. So.
It doesn't matter what she's speaking to.
I'm on the phone with the caller. He says that can I give you the information?
She's alive. She's okay, and she's taken care of. We will leave. We don't even have to talk to her.
You don't need to be here. You don't need to. Yo, look. Talk to the person that called you. Go
There's
talk
a reason
to them.
why we're here. They
But-
said they haven't reached that person since Sunday.
Since Sunday. Oh, my brother called.
What's he doing?
Did I say it was your brother?
Yes, it was my brother. Actually, because he just called. So I'm gonna call my brother now.
His brother is home, but he will not let us
You're
speak with
fucking Steve. You're a stupid
uh,
motherfucker. You call these stupid ass fucking
we need to
cops
know
up
if
here,
he's
bro.
very concerned
You're a
about his
dumbass.
brother.
That's the name, Steve?
Yeah, that's my brother's name. I know who called.
No, where does he live?
Don't worry where he lives.
He sounds just like me.
He's saying that his mother's calling him right now.
Hey, yo, what the fuck is your problem, bro? Did you just fucking call the cops to the house? Is you stupid, bro? Is you stupid? Don't ever call no fucking cops.
For real though, don't ever call no cops, man, on that
Yeah,
shit like
you don't
that.
do
Like,
that.
Yeah,
what?
especially on private situation now, leave them out.
I would never call the police for anything
Wow.
ever.
Is this,
Me
I
too.
got a question.
Ever.
Is this
Ever
the same
call them
guy
fuckers.
in the Toyota?
Yes,
His
bro.
brother doesn't know about self-governing.
Yeah, my mom did. My mom did come to the window. She came
So
to the
that's
window. Oh, you're watching the video. She comes to the window, and they said they don't want to. They don't want. don't want to talk to her like that, she has to come out.
That's not how that works.
They
Yeah, I
look,
know.
guys, it's all bullshit. You know that.
Cops to the house,
Right?
bro.
They
Tell them
chased
it's
him
fine.
into his driveway.
Speak to them right They now and wouldn't tell let them me there's go back in nothing my wrong, house. no Watch the problems, video. and that you I made a went to go mistake. close the door, and they wouldn't let me go back in my house. They said, don't let him go back into his house. Don't ever call the cops to the house, bro. If you want to talk, you can talk to me.
Oh, that's the call. That's his brother.
Bro, because it's on silent. I didn't hear it. You should wait.
Hearsay.
Bro, don't fucking start screaming at me and start calling cops, dog. We can't tell you.
Hey, bro, we can't hear you in the video at the same time. Hold on.
Bro,
No, because that's not.
you called the cops to my house, you moron! Dude, after what happened, do I need more cops at my house? You have any common sense, bro? I guess common sense ain't so common, bro.
The mother was calling
It doesn't
him
matter,
as
bro.
I was
It doesn't
relaying
matter. She
information
don't
back
gotta
and
tell
forth
you
from
nothing. She
you to
don't
him
gotta
and
tell
him to
you
you.
nothing. Fuck is you talking
I
about,
told him
bro?
to
Don't ever
disconnect
call
with
no
us.
cops to the house. Tell
Answer
them
the
now
phone
that you
for
made
his
a
mother
mistake
and call
and
me
this is
back once
fine,
he's
bro.
spoken with her.
Tell them. Dude, tell them that she's fine.
He had it with him. He had it in his pocket. He called somebody? Yeah. He just called his brother. Yeah. He called his brother.
Yeah, I know who called. Bro, it doesn't matter. Don't ever call the cops to the house. They're not our friends.
He called the brother.
They don't care about us, bro. These are all treasonous tyrants, bro. You remember this.
Okay.
The motherfuckers don't want to help us.
We're
They
here.
want
Let
to
us
put
know
us
what
in jail,
you're
dog.
moving.
They want money. That's why they give you tickets. Yeah, you think I'm fucking stupid. Tell them that mom is fine and you made a mistake.
Hey, Frankie. Can I speak with
I
your brother?
salute you, Christopher.
What's your badge number, sir?
3157.
Thank you.
Okay. Hey, how you doing? Hello? He's not on here.
Steve! Throw it back to me.
I think he hung up.
He hung up because he's a fucking moron. So now you know who called. So speak to him.
Okay,
And there's the
I'm going to
wellness
speak
check.
with him. Okay, hang on.
Just throw it to me, brother.
Hang on to that.
Now they don't want to give me my
Give me my
phone back.
I'll give it to you in a minute.
My phone. Excuse me, sir.
I'll give it back to you in a minute.
Actually, it's my phone.
That's what your brother.
That's my phone.
So where's
Can
your
I get
phone?
my
I'll give
phone
it
back?
back to you.
This is my mother's phone. That's my phone.
Why is she not
So now
answering
you're
your phone?
holding my phone again. Can I get my phone back, sir?
I will in a
Look,
minute.
they're
Just wait.
holding my phone without giving it back. Look at them. Look, right here. Look at my phone. I'm not gonna do nothing. I'm not like that, bro. If I wanted to do something, I would have did something by now, bro. There's nothing to be done. I'm smarter now. I'm gonna catch all of you like this.
So right there, what I would say is that's threat, intimidation. There was no need to take his private property. They said there was no, they didn't say they were investigating a crime whatsoever. They're just, they're trying to threaten him and intimidate him. At this point, you can see it's they're escalating rather than de-escalating. They're escalating the situation when actually they're in the
Exactly.
wrong. They're on private
They-
property. Whether there was a wellness check or not, the aspect is they still need to get a warrant to do what they're doing.
Well,
You can't just do whatever you want, especially if he's not giving consent and saying you need to get off of my property.
I told
Till
them
you get a
that.
warrant, there really ain't nothing to speak about. And you did give
Yes.
several warnings over and over, and they still continue to violate.
I
Um,
salute you, Christopher. I salute you,
this is
man.
why.
Thank you. This is the best
Oh,
way.
is
This is
that
the
you,
smartest way.
Christopher?
Paperwork is the smartest way. Yes.
You're absolutely right.
Yup.
So
Okay, I'll
let's
call
get back to
the
your
brother
mother.
and get you
What's
back.
And,
Dialogue as we speak.
is there any reason why she hasn't called you on back?
Fuck off. He wouldn't watch this part. They I'm won't let tired me of go you. back Get in off my my house. property now. They Fuck told off. me they could be on my
One second,
property,
let me just-
even though I told them they were
Give me my phone back.
trespassing. They
Chris,
did a bunch of illegal things.
hold on.
Don't worry.
This
You're
is my
just-
phone. My
you're
mother's
just-
phone. I know. Then they give me
You're like-
obstruction because I was standing in front of my door.
Can y'all hear
They
the
try to
video?
arrest me.
Can y'all hear the video?
Yeah,
Slightly.
we
It
can
starts
hear
to
we can hear the
freeze.
video. It's kind of
Okay.
confusing because Christopher's voice is the exact same voice on the video, so you don't know which
Sorry.
one's which.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
just
stop
hold on.
talking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let it play through.
That is
Tell
my
him to call
phone.
my phone.
So now you're
Now, if
holding
you
my
could transfer
phone.
to,
That's theft.
to the Richard's device, please.
Can I get my phone back?
Not
This-
yet.
This is my phone.
Okay, you're
This is
gonna-
my mother's phone. That's my
That's
phone.
fine.
That's fine, right?
Give me
now.
my phone
We're
back.
gonna make this a whole lot easier.
Fuck
if you
off.
just let us in to take a
Fuck
look
off.
and see if your mother's.
Fuck off.
So essentially, we'll make this whole bunch easier, and we'll give you your phone back if you do as we say now. See?
Yeah, fuck that.
That you can't do
Oh,
that.
it's fine. You got a warrant?
I need to.
You got a warrant?
Say that again.
That
Conversion of
it's
property.
technically theft.
Bill,
Yeah.
that's another word for theft.
See, and this is exactly why it's so important to know about Castle Rock versus Gonzalez, because all of these nerds are standing around saying, "Oh, we're here to make sure that your mom's okay. We got a hearsay phone call, blah, 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 blah."
Yeah.
Castle Rock versus Gonzalez, they are
They did
under
the
no
same shit to
duty.
me.
The
They
thing
are
that's
on,
getting me
they have
is
no
that they're
duty or
claiming
obligation to protect anyone from anything at any time. Period. End of story.
the thing that's getting me the most is they're claiming it's a welfare check, but then why were they chasing him in his car at the
No
start
shit.
of this if it was supposed to be a welfare check?
They're trying to make sure he was okay.
There's but it was a welfare check on his mom, not him.
And if you're not okay, we're going to make sure you're not okay.
Oh wow, it's the same video.
Now you're getting it. Now you're getting it. See, I told you guys, it's
Why didn't
all
you
just
call
an
the sheriff
excuse,
for
man.
trespassing? I would have had the
You
sheriff.
gotta figure out a way not
to
without telling him no. How did he lose his case?
Well, I was locked up. They wouldn't give me a bail. They wouldn't release me on a released on your own recognizance. And I was in there for about 7 months before they gave me an offer of a 364 with 2 years probation. And I was only going to do another, 2 months? So I just took it and was released within 2 months.
That's
What did they actually arrest you for?
They
Fuck,
arrested
I
me
wouldn't.
for, well, in the video, you can see that I'm in front of the door. So my mother comes to the door and she says, "I'm all right. I'm all right." And I said, "Look, see, you can see." She says she's all right. She looks through the window and he goes, "No, I have to talk to her." And I was like, "You could talk to her right here." And he says, "No." He looks to the side and I look, I kind of look at him like that. And I'm like, "How can I help you, bro?" And he's, all right, you know what we're gonna do? Give him obstruction. You're under arrest for obstruction. So when they went to arrest me, I start saying, come on, please, don't do this, don't do this. And then I'm like, sorry, all right. I got scared and I ran. And they chased me, they tackled me, they beat me up. You'll watch to the ending. They beat me up, they maced me. They were there for a wellness check.
Christopher, I'd have done the same shit, dude.
You know what? Now that I look at it, I wish I would have did it some kind of differently. You know.
Oh no, you did fine. You only
Did they ever do the
hindsight's easy,
with
but
your mother?
you should have never came back out of the house, bro.
Luna.
That's what I said earlier.
I think we should discuss afterwards what he thinks he should have done differently. Because I
Don't ever talk to the cops. Ever.
You guys take it easy, man. Look, man, don't come in my house. Don't touch me.
This is what we're
You're
gonna
not
do.
allowed in my
Listen,
house.
okay, what's your name? Frankie?
right there.
Right? Frankie, this is what we're gonna do, okay? We are going to go in the house to check on your mother.
You're not coming in my house.
Huh? Hello?
Get the fuck out of my house.
Can you open the door, please, ma'am?
She ain't coming out, bro. There's nothing to talk about.
Listen, the minute we checked you, we're good.
Do you see how tyrant you are?
Are you okay, ma'am?
Step aside.
That's a tyrant, bro.
Step aside.
2 seconds to talk to your mother and then we leave. She wants to talk to her.
I don't want to talk.
She right there.
There's nothing to
You're
talk about.
interfering
There's
now.
nothing to talk about.
Okay, this is what we're gonna do. You're under arrest for obstruction.
Come on, bro.
You're under arrest for
Come on. I'm
obstruction.
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just got out, bro. Come on. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bro.
Stop resisting. Stop resisting. Stop resisting. Stop resisting. Stop resisting.
They always scream that. Stop resisting. Stop resisting. They even
Holy
do it with
shit.
people that are knocked
Well, I
out.
got a
That was a
question.
hell of
Is
an
there
effort, man.
anybody?
Hell of
Is
an
there is there anybody here who thinks that he was not resisting?
I do.
He was resisting.
Okay.
He was
because
resisting
it's
arrest.
You're not a
okay.
reasonable man. Hey, well, no matter what, it looks to me like he's resisting. Whether
All
he
right.
has a right to resist or not,
Thank you.
that's another question. But right
Yep.
there, it looks like he's resisting.
And was
Well,
it a
play it
lawful
back again.
resist? What?
We don't
Was it a
know.
lawful
We don't
resistance?
know.
Okay,
Yeah,
We
we
don't
do.
know yet.
Come
Well,
on,
look,
Zeke. You know,
Case-
it's the only
case
thing that
law
bugs me
states
about you.
even if the warrant is invalid or the arrest is invalid, to resist is not in your favor, basically. So
Well,
deal with
that's,
the.
we do listen. And also the aspect of do we not know or we don't know is that's not true. We can easily know. There was no crime that had been committed.
Right.
Okay. What is the arrest on? Is it based on a warrant or not? Okay. So
Nope.
if it falls into a warrantless arrest, then there are elements that must be met for a warrantless arrest to then occur. So to
Right.
sit here and say that we don't know is not true.
Well,
hey,
It's
hey
a
guys, if I
warrantless
can,
arrest.
if I
There
can
are elements.
interject, also John
Okay.
Bad Elk versus the U.S. John Bad Elk. I'm pretty sure you guys heard of that case. Right to
Right.
self-defense against unlawful arrest, citizens may arrest, even to the point of taking arresting officer's life if necessary.
I'm
Okay,
telling
let's
you,
go.
bro.
Let's take that and
Sit here and
say,
say we
okay,
don't know.
wait a minute. He has a right to resist. Okay.
Clearly.
So sometimes it's not the best idea to exercise that right.
True.
Because look at what Ty did. They got him for resisting arrest. They're doing it, but he didn't resist it enough to where he got beat up. And
Fuck
then
these motherfucking
another
cops.
person could still say, no, I'm not going to. And then they don't resist under they have a right to resist, but they don't resist, but they got arrested. And now it's the same thing. You still can go to court and then you get it determined because what's the use in exercising your right to resist? There is a point, and one point is that you'll get beat up. Okay, that's great, and it's especially
Excuse me.
great if you got it on video, because now on video you can show everybody what the problem is. And I'll tell you, a lot of people watch that video and they go, that guy shouldn't have done what he did. He shouldn't have he's really guilty.
Yeah. If they
A
just
lot of
watch it
people
in
look
its
at it that way.
entirety, if they just watch it in its entirety, but when the
Because
questions
they're
are brought but when the questions
okay.
are brought forth in a manner that plays and paints the picture, you can clearly get a person to logically understand that what he was doing was legal by law. It's all about the questions and painting the picture. So if you were to ask the question like Miguel just stated on the case law, are you aware that states blank, right? You ask that question, that's a leading question into the aspect of why. Okay, maybe we just need to play it. Let's play it.
Wait a minute. Stop, Cam. Wait a minute.
My house, don't touch
Okay,
me.
this is what we're
You're
gonna
not
do.
allowed in
Listen.
my house.
Okay, what's your name, Frankie? Right, Frankie. This is what we're gonna do. Okay, we are going to go in the house to check on your mother.
You're not coming to my house.
Huh? Hello.
Get the fuck out of my house.
Can you open the door, please, ma'am?
She ain't coming out, bro. There's nothing to talk about.
Listen,
the minute we checked, you were good. Do you see how tyrant you are?
Are you okay, ma'am?
Step aside.
That's a tyrant, bro.
Step aside.
Go ahead, Steve.
My question here is, if they were there on a welfare check, he says there's nothing wrong. I never heard his mom screaming for help. And isn't that one of the criteria for them to be able to go into a house without a warrant?
Yes, sir.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
That's why I also just looked up the aspect of the Castle Doctrine. Now, the Castle Doctrine is more in relation to intruders. But at this point right now, it seems as though to me that this is based on some intrusion. The intrusion of not only my private property after I've told you to leave, but the intrusion of my life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Well,
But
Go ahead.
he said that she come to the window or the door.
She was
said
just
that
right
she's
there.
fine.
At the door.
So I mean,
yeah, you could see her, hear her voice. She says, "Why? Hello." Rewind it.
What's the arrest for?
Obstruction.
I got a resisting or not resisting disorderly person.
Talk to your mother and never.
Listen, go in the house to check on your
That's
mother.
what you trying to arrest her.
And who is
Oh,
the
there she
complainant
goes
for the
right there.
disorderly?
There she got. Listen, wait.
I
There she
heard it.
goes right there. She and homeboy right here. The cop says hello. She's at the window right here. You can see the blinds just moved.
Get the fuck out of
They
my house. Said hello to her. So obviously,
Can you open
she
the
would
door,
respond.
please, ma'am? Yeah. Can you open the door, please, ma'am? And she don't want to open up the door. Chris can't block the door from her opening it because it opens
I don't have
inside,
to.
not out. Listen, bro. The door opens in, not out. So clearly, Chris is not blocking her from opening the door in any manner.
She ain't coming out, bro. There's nothing to talk about.
Listen, the minute we checked you was good.
Do you see how tyrant you are?
Are you okay?
Okay, she just opened up the door. Like I said, the door opens in, not out.
Step aside.
Okay.
Tyrant, bro.
Step aside.
2 seconds to talk to your mother and then we leave. She wants to talk to us.
She don't want to talk.
She wants to talk to
There's
us.
nothing to
You're
talk about.
interfering
There's
now.
nothing to talk about.
Okay, this is what we're gonna do. You're under arrest for obstruction.
Come on.
She's sitting there. Look, she's sitting there just looking. They saying she wants to talk to us. She ain't said a damn thing to them, bro. She looking out here like, what the hell is going on at my house, my nigga? That's what she's doing.
It's all a fucking show. That's why they have 30 of them show up. They have 30 of them show up to make it look to the neighborhood like, oh, it's some big issue. And
Look at
then
Grandma.
they
I mean,
corner
look at
him in the
Mama Bear.
corner.
Look at Mama Bear.
They corner him.
Oh
And
yeah.
oh, now you're
What is
resisting.
going
It's not
on?
like he could have went anywhere. Where the fuck was he supposed
He
to go?
told
There was
them they
8
couldn't
cops
come in the
standing,
house.
cornering him in the
He
car,
told
or
them,
cornering him in the corner.
the
He's
bottom line
under
is he
arrest
told them
for
they couldn't come in the house and they said, you're under arrest for obstruction.
Hey, I got a
Bro,
question.
under arrest.
Obstruction to what?
is
They've already
physical
made
act.
contact with the person that they were there to do a welfare check on. The moment that they make contact, that's it. It's over. There's no anything in the policy that states that they need to enter the house and then make contact.
Just about the same shit happened to me too.
Or what
Telling
would even
them,
be more
telling them
logical
that they
is that
can't come in the house is not obstruction.
Hey, I got
And
a
that's what they
question.
arrested him for.
I got a
okay.
question.
And one thing I also just real quick, Susu, sorry, is that never mind. Go ahead, Susu.
So, is the guy that's being arrested in this video, is he on this call?
Yes.
Okay. So, my question is, after they arrested him, after they took him down, did any of these officers go inside the house? Did any of them actually check on the mother?
No.
Yeah.
Good question.
No, they didn't.
They probably did. They had to.
Well, I mean,
No,
that's
she came out of the house.
You wasn't really there for
Watch
that.
the rest of the video.
Okay, so then this is where I was going to get to too about the obstruction aspect. Shouldn't there be some kind of warning in relation to, hey, if you continue to do this, we're going to have to arrest you for obstruction?
But
Yeah,
ain't
it shouldn't just
obstruction a
jump right to
physical
it.
act?
That's what I'm saying. He was physically, in their minds, viewing this as hindering us from doing a welfare check. Okay?
But how? When she came to the
what
window?
I'm trying to, but what I'm trying to figure out from you all, as far as the perspective and Wisedome viewpoint, is should there, whether it's Zeke or anybody, I really don't care, should there be some kind of warning to state, hey, if you continue to do this, we're going to have to arrest you for obstruction? Or is it just okay for them to say, oh, we're arresting you for obstruction?
Well,
no, warning. It's got to be a warning.
Chris, did they talk to your mother?
So
okay, I just asked
they
a
only
question.
talk-
Hold on. I just asked a question.
Yes,
Cam,
yes.
he said,
There
he
should
said,
there
he
should
told
be on a
them,
lot
you're
of
not
them.
coming in my house.
Yep. Yes.
Yes, there
More
should
than
have been a
once,
warning.
I believe.
There should have been a
So-
warning, just like trespass. You have to have a warning before you get trespassed.
Yeah, see, but the
Well,
problem is
he said the cop said we're coming in the house. And he said, you're not coming in the house.
And so
problem
who
is-
has, and
Well-
who has, okay, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Well,
No,
yeah,
you're good.
I
Please
think
go
there
ahead.
should. Yeah, I feel like there should have been a warning, but what I see is the screen door
is something that you can open up to knock on the door. And normally the screen doors are always unlocked. So I feel like since he was blocking the screen door from being open, you know how they like to stick their foot in the door? I think that's how they use that as obstruction. He was physically obstructing them from opening the screen door and having a conversation. So I can see how they would go that route.
They could go
But I
that
think they
route,
should have
and
given him a warning. They should have given him a warning.
yeah, they should give him a warning. But he did from the very beginning. He stated, "You're not welcomed here."
Hey,
What
can
it
I?
seemed as though there's a brother who didn't agree with something that he didn't like from a distance where he couldn't do anything. And so he decided to use the police to cause problems, knowing that Chris previously had problems. It seems as though their relationship is not very well. And in such, right, that there's a disagreement. So the brother used the police to interfere with the relationship. It's like there was a use there to cause problems. That's
And
how I'm viewing it.
yeah, that's what it
This
seemed like
is-
to me.
I
Like the
don't-
brother is abusing the police to assault his other brother. Really.
Yeah. And Christopher,
I don't-
is your mother? You're her caretaker. Does you have all the legal rights to
Yes.
like just like a child? Like you can't just go in there. You're
No,
a child without the parent.
she's
Or the
older.
same with the,
I take care of her. I cook for her. I do everything for her. So.
And you
yeah.
did 7 months.
I know.
So
Wow.
you were in jail for all this. Who was actually caring for your mother?
That's what I'm saying.
No one was.
Okay,
So
can I
Damn.
throw
I
in some
could almost see that as
information?
abuse.
He had no
Wow.
opportunity to move away from the door either before they put hands
Yeah,
on him.
they were really surrounding him. That is true.
Hey,
That's
can
a
I
good
throw
point. Where do
in
you want
some
me to go?
information here?
Yeah, go ahead, Susu. Sorry.
So I used to be a nurse and I worked a lot in home health and insurance and go see patients and all. I actually did call for a welfare check on one of my patients one time because he had not come to the door the time before whenever I had been there, which was just like a couple of days prior. And then I came back because he doesn't have a vehicle, so I didn't know if he was gone on his bike or whatever. So when I came back a couple days later, he still didn't come to the door. And at that point, I noticed there was water that was running outside of his house. And so when I called for the welfare check, the constable came and he told me that by law, he can't open the door and go in. So I called for a friend because I'm friends with people on the fire department and on the EMS side because my husband is also a fire chief. So I called for assistance there because I know one of us is going to actually break in and check on this guy, even if the cops can't break in legally. So they can't just open the door and assert that they're going in that house.
Exactly.
And so that's one of the things that why I asked, did they go in? Did they check on this lady? And I'm not saying that they had reasonable reason to actually check, but if they were there and they did all that and caused all that trouble and arrested him and no one actually, which they already had laid eyes on her and they had already spoke to her, so there's no reason for them to go into the house other than maybe now they're wanting to go in and search to see if there's some sort of other issues they can arrest him on or hold
Right.
him on.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Woo.
Trying to
Get it.
create things where there isn't.
Nice. Once the door was open, everything changed because when the door is open, now it seems like they have a right to go in. I don't know if that's true, but that's what it seems.
I can't
No,
know.
it's not stupid because that's smart. Don't ever open the door for the
Never.
cops.
Never.
Never open the door. And once you went in, you should have locked the door and went and sat down. Let them get a warrant.
Well, the thing is, they were my mother was afraid, so I just walked outside to see what they wanted. When I went to go fix the door because there was a shoe blocking the door, they tried to grab me. I don't know if you guys could see that. Like they tried to
I didn't
rush
see
me,
that.
wouldn't let me go back in my house.
But I give you
Yeah,
props,
they tried
dude.
to rush me.
I would have done. I would have done the
Yeah.
same shit.
Oh, they
Same
didn't try.
shit,
They
dude.
did rush you.
They did rush me, and I was like, don't worry. I'm not going inside. I'm just removing the shoe that's blocking the door. So that's when I closed the door. And then after the fact, my mother opened the door and she was at the screen door and you could see her there. And he spoke to her and said hi to her.
Hey, Christopher.
Yep.
Have you
Yes.
ever, hey, Christopher, have you ever thought about playing football? Because you broke 4 or 5 tackles there.
Yes, I did.
That was awesome. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, Chris.
Yes.
This is really a bad joke, but I would have thrown your mother out on the front porch.
What?
Yeah. What does that mean?
The fuck are you talking about?
No, I'm sorry. I'm just doing a really terrible bad joke, saying that
Oh.
would solve the whole problem, putting your mother on the front porch for the
Yeah.
cops.
Yeah, I just was in fear that they were gonna do something to her. So
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
whole
You
thing. I
can't
was trying
trust
to
them.
just
You make a
protect
good
her.
point.
Exactly. So I was like really kind of skittish about it. And at one point when they tackled me, you should see that the one officer, the sergeant that got in my face, he started batoning me in my ribs twice while they're holding my hands. One cop on each side is holding my hand and he's beating me with a baton in my ribs.
That's psycho.
Well, we'll
Look
get
out,
to that.
Zeke.
We'll
Look
get,
out, Zeke. I saw you had your
we'll
hand
get,
up, bro.
Yeah, I wanted to comment.
How do
I'm
you
Go
sorry.
do
ahead,
that?
Papa. Go ahead, Papa. Hold on. Go ahead, Papa.
Okay, so the way I see this, everything that everyone is talking about right now are called extenuating circumstances. Okay, these are not the cause of action. These are extenuating circumstances. And remember, I'm totally on our side. I see he has a lawsuit. Okay, that's the
Oh,
key.
definitely.
Wait a minute. He has a lawsuit. So everything that you're talking about is extenuating circumstances. So now let me give you a parallel. Okay, you're standing at a road, and the cars are driving by at 20, 30, 60 miles an hour. But there's a crosswalk in the road. So you have the right to cross the crosswalk, correct? Everyone agrees. You got that right. Now, if you go walk in the crosswalk and they're coming, are they going to stop? No, they're not, because they're just zooming by. Now, but you have a right. Okay, so now you question, do I exercise that right? So you start walking across, and one of the cars runs over your foot. Okay, you have a cause of action. They violated the right. They violated it. Okay, and now you got damage, and you're jumping up and down. And before they jumping up and down, hey, they can't do that. They can't do that. Okay, well, then you go and you proceed, and the next car just wipes you out. Well, guess what? You were right, and you were dead right. Okay, so do you really want to exercise your right all the time to the maximum?
I see what you're saying.
Ty, they did the exact same. Ty has the exact same cause of action against them that I can't remember his name here, that he has the right to. They got the same cause of action, but the extenuating circumstances are different. The amount of damage is different, and that's all involved in the case itself. But the cause of action, they're both going to file the same cause of action, that these guys violated their civil right or constitutional right, whatever it is. And then and these lawsuits are for damages. Okay, it's for damages. So Ty's gonna get 50 grand, and this guy's gonna end up getting 250 grand. But it all's gonna come about to the amount of money. Okay, because the cause of action is the same, and the amount of injury that you want to get is going to be up to you. But I also realize that because of the video and social media, that this video gets people's attention, which is kind of good. Okay. Ty's video was very good too. That gets attention. That's fine. And attention on a media can make you more money than you're going to make in the lawsuit. Okay. So these are just facts and things that are happening. Okay. So we have to realize the cause of action you have, and everyone's saying they violated. Yeah, they did. They did. And now we have to go through and prove it, because as Cam said, we're painting the picture. See, because we got one picture, we got the video, but that doesn't tell the whole picture. But we're telling this picture after the fact. Okay. And that's where freedom. No, they can't do it. They got to stop. They got it. Well, they're not going to. Figure it out. They're not going to. I mean, and then, so how far did this event escalate?
Now, one thing I do want to say is, how do you spell gonna?
That's why
How do you spell gonna? They not gonna.
Okay.
How do you spell gonna?
So let me ask this. So and he said if he had it to do differently, he would. And so I would be interested to see what differently he would do, because Freedom said, no, dude, you did perfect. Okay.
Never came
now
out
we
the
have
house.
two different ways that people look at it. So, and now the question isn't about the stop. I don't think the question's about the stop, whether it's legal or not. Because what happened was they arrested him without a warrant.
Yep.
Okay. So whether the stop was legal or not, they may say it's legal, but it could or couldn't be. But they arrested him without a warrant, and he suffered injury. And and we have case law that says all this stuff. But remember, every case law that we look at, that person went through the event, whether it was on video or not.
Really missing some stuff here in the beginning when the cop is initially chasing them down. If they're for a welfare check, why are they chasing him down initially if they're for a welfare check at his house?
Take it easy, man.
Take it easy. Look. Whoa! Whoa, take it easy. 5 of them. Let's go get them, boys.
Look, man, don't come in my house. Don't touch me.
This is what we're gonna do.
Out of my house.
Okay, what's your name, Frankie? Right?
All right, Frankie, look at here. Here's the deal. Let's talk for a minute, all right? I'm the boss, okay? We got 6 of us here behind your house, all right? We're coming in, all right? Your mother, we're checking on, okay? We don't want to hear it no more, Frankie. We're here to do what we need to do. Without a warrant or not, we're gonna do it, okay? What's your name again, Frankie? Okay, Frankie, listen. Here's the deal.
This is what we're gonna do. Okay?
Look.
We are going to go in the house.
We are going to go in the house.
To check on your mother.
You're not coming in my house.
Huh? Hello?
Get the fuck out of my house.
Can you open the door, please, ma'am?
She ain't coming out, bro. There's nothing to talk about.
Listen, the minute we check you, we're good.
Do you see how tyrant you are?
Are you okay, ma'am?
Step.
At least homeboy right here, you can see he with the gang, but like he was just like, bro, we just want to check on her, bro. I don't know, that was weird.
He's a tyrant, bro. You're trying to be nice.
10 seconds to talk to your mother and then we leave. She wants to talk to her. She wants to talk to her. You're interfering now.
Okay, this is what we're gonna do. You're under arrest for obstruction.
Oh, come on, bro.
You're under arrest for
Come on, I'm sorry. I just got out, bro.
For no crime.
I'm sorry.
Look at this. They all got him, and look.
Stop resisting! Stop resisting!
I gotta go.
Get off me, bitch! Look at him dragging him.
He's going for that touchdown, baby.
Almost hit the touchdown. Oh my God! I just
Hey, Christopher, I had a
Resisting! Stop resisting! Stop resisting! Resisting!
They all falling over.
Didn't even have a football.
I got his leg.
Oh, that's the one who came over and hit you with the baton, Chris?
Yeah, the ball, the one with the
I
white hair, the
saw him right
last, the
there.
sergeant.
I
Yeah,
think
he
I just
comes
saw
with
him
the.
pull it out.
Watch, he's gonna.
He does pull it
I got
out.
his leg.
Oh shit! There's the extension of that.
Oh
You
my
heard it?
There
god.
it is.
Ah!
Yeah, they beat me with a baton.
Oh man, you
That's
got
the one that took your phone, right?
Yeah.
That's the sergeant. Listen here, we're coming in. All right. We are gonna check on your mother.
We're gonna get Big Sal.
They not checking on the mother. They beating him up.
Ow!
Sonia Massey.
Oh yeah, you could tell they hurting him bad because you can hear Chris. He's like, please. And they hurting him.
They beat me up. I said, please let me go.
Sonia Massey did a welfare check and murdered her.
Why do we always get the bad body cam footage?
I got other ones. Let me get you
only one
more.
they'll give up.
Homeboy broke his hand or finger or something.
He jammed it. He lied. He said he broke his finger, but he jammed it.
Wow, of course they sent you this one.
All this
Damn.
fucking shit over
Look
a
at that shit,
motherfucking
though.
welfare check, dude. A welfare
Bro.
check now.
And look
A
at how
welfare
like
check.
they still can't get homie under control, bro.
Chicago
Damn, bro.
Bears. Chicago
Watch it.
Bears need
I'm
you.
telling you, bro.
I don't understand. Then you have to be on the ground.
Next
in order
fridge.
to be-
The
You know,
refrigerator.
It
any
wasn't no
reasonable
welfare
person,
check.
All I
This
know
was
is
was
an
on the
arrest.
steps.
I'm ready to
They should
hire.
have just went in and checked on her.
I'm
Why are
ready
they
to
going
hire.
after him?
As
Exactly.
a
Where are they
bodyguard.
checking on her at?
Yeah, I'm ready to hire Chris as a personal bodyguard.
Me
Yeah.
too.
You ready to come down to Texas for the event and be security? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Listen, you're gonna get sprayed. You're gonna get sprayed.
Look at this shit. They still can't get him. Oh my god, bro, they got your look at your butt cheeks sticking out.
Yep. Yeah, my ass
You know what
is
this
out.
image?
be a
You know what this
pants are
image?
down.
You know what this image looking like right now? It kind of look like a pig or something. Like they trying to pick up a pig or something, like a big ass pig. They trying.
They sexually assaulted me.
That's actually
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 7 of them. It's
Look at
7 of them.
look at the
on
sergeant.
one
Look at the
person.
sergeant hugging you. Look at the sergeant hugging you. Homeboy's got your neck.
It's
One
gonna
boy's
be
pulling
okay,
your leg.
buddy. It's gonna be
Well, he's
okay.
got his arm.
Look at
I
the
think
girl. She's
there's
like, I'm
8.
about to spray you. Look at the girl. She's like, I'm about to spray you. She's like almost smirking and smiling. Look at her. This is crazy,
Yeah.
bro.
They love this stuff. They love that.
Yeah.
While we're fighting.
You're gonna get sprayed. You're gonna get sprayed. You're gonna get sprayed.
You're gonna get sprayed. That's what
Adrenaline
they
is a
do to you.
drug.
Now you got sprayed.
Where does this chump go? Why is he turning around?
I got better ones.
I didn't do anything.
Look, they still can't get him. Oh my god.
I've watched my dad do this a
That
bunch
is
of times.
11 of them now.
You guys are so.
This is crazy, bro. Chris. Damn, bro, you're a beast, my guy.
Shit. I've watched my dad do
Cam.
this shit
Look at
over and
that.
over.
That is
Damn.
crazy.
Cam, I'm gonna send you the better one that you actually see them beating me up. My ass is out and everything.
Oh,
You
I
know,
get to see your butt cheeks. Dang.
Yeah, the butt
It's gonna
cheeks.
make
This
for a
one's even better.
very long YouTube video. Bro.
This is hard to
This one's
watch,
gonna be
man.
I'm gonna
flashback.
send you this one. Hold on, let me
It's
see the date of
do
it.
you guys
4/18.
understand? There's 11 cops on him. 11.
This
Yeah.
shit is crazy.
11,
Take
wow.
less, man.
What'd he do? Murder
cops.
his wife?
Okay.
Something? Like,
Obviously.
I don't see this kind of shit for Jeffrey Dahmer.
No.
Right? Or a
Oh,
child molester.
Yeah.
Or a
damn.
rapist.
But a welfare check, yeah. They
Oh,
did the
yeah.
same shit to me.
Why didn't they say that from the
Got
start?
11 cops.
We need the
They're
soundboard.
lucky, they're lucky they didn't shoot
All
her.
this is for the obstruction.
Yeah,
Wow.
obstruction.
No, it's not 10.
Obstruction.
It's 11. I'll
No, that's
count
where
every
it
last one
stemmed,
of them.
though. It stemmed from that, which was in the backyard when 4 of them had all of their hands on his arms when he broke free and ran through and broke about 3 different tackles. Then he's now about a minute in where they brung 2 additional cops, still can't get him. They spray him, man, say.
This is Chicago's
He almost made a
finest.
touchdown.
Hey, Cam, I have a question for Christopher. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Christopher, would you do anything differently after you've seen this
Thank you.
video?
Thank
I
you.
wouldn't have came out the house.
Uh-huh.
Exactly.
I would have never came out the house. I would have never
Yo.
came out the house.
Yeah.
I would have
God
just let him
damn,
knock,
look at these motherfuckers.
knock.
Bro, that's
I
the
would have never
thumbnail
came out
right
the
there,
house.
bro.
Hey, listen, I'm talking to Christopher because I want to learn something from this. What would you do differently, Christopher?
He just told you.
So I would
I
have
didn't
never
hear him
came out
because
the
everybody was
house.
talking.
Like they're
I
doing now.
apologize.
That's the thumbnail right there. Look at that shit. That's your mama back there, ain't it?
Yeah, she came out, but they didn't even care about her anymore.
Oh,
So they
look
were
at
beating
that.
me up.
Look. Their mama in the background like, what the fuck?
There is, mama.
Damn, bro.
And nobody's talking to her.
Nobody
No
cares.
one's even looking at her. Obviously, she's okay if she's out there walking
They
around
found
wondering
some.
what the heck's going on to her son.
Even the
thumbnail right
officer
there,
off
bro.
on the side that's just standing and watching. Not once if she ever decided to look over to her left and say, "Oh, hey, let me have a conversation with you."
She was just
They got a
excusing
taste
the
of
arrest.
yeah.
What are they, detectives that are standing there too?
That's not where this started, though.
You know something that sticks out to me? As a nurse, we are trained, especially in the hospital, but even if you are a nurse seeing a patient in a home, we are trained to always ask the patient, do you feel safe? Do you feel safe in your home? These are questions we ask. Who asked her that? Because I never heard anybody ask her.
Nobody.
No one.
And if
But
they
then she
didn't ask
legally
her
has to
that,
answer.
and if they
Who
didn't
knows
ask
that
her, and they never gave her the opportunity to answer, and they never asked her specifically, do you feel safe with your son, whether she was there or not, or whether the son was present when they asked her that or not? They never should have arrested him like that. If he is the one that takes care of her, they're there for a welfare check, and she feels safe with him.
Yeah.
Do you have a PO?
Christopher,
Power
do you have power of attorney over your mom?
No.
No, okay.
Well, you need to get one.
Yes.
Yeah, because if you had power of attorney, then she could not allow the cops in, because she does have the right to say, yes, come inside the house.
Yes, I know. But she didn't even want them in the house.
Yeah.
Hey, Christopher, who took care of your mom while you were in jail?
Nobody. No one.
Better been your brother, man. Your brother
we have
better have
injuries,
shown
send me in
up.
Fucking Brooklyn Finger, motherfucker.
The thing is with
Stop moving! Stop moving!
they put their knee on my back and I couldn't breathe. I passed out.
Brooklyn Finger.
EMS en route, we're gonna have on stage at Broadway now. You want to come straight to the scene. What's up, yes?
All those people, that department could get screaming.
EMS is on the way. Do you need more than one ambulance?
Brooklyn Finger.
All right, stay right there.
USD is also en route.
You didn't send me another one, Chris.
I'm gonna send it to you. I'm just trying to figure out how to. Can you pause it?
We need one ambulance for the.
What's up?
Well, that one cop stands there the whole time looking for attention, waving his hand around.
He didn't want to be involved with that shit. I don't blame him. What? I ain't trying to get involved with that. Y'all got that. Y'all take
ain't
care of that.
going over
I've
there.
hurt my finger. Okay.
I don't want none of that. I hurt my elbow.
Does it help a civil case that they didn't? It appears as if they never physically checked on mom. And who called in this wellness check?
Exactly.
The brother did.
Okay.
Can I explain something about the brother? My brother was even in the state. He was
Bro,
working as a truck driver in a different state.
What are you doing right now, Chris?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get you this
Celebrating
video.
he's free.
No, where are you at right now? What are you doing?
I'm in my room. I'm on my computer.
Oh, you ain't got no camera or nothing?
It doesn't really work.
We
Press
want to
it,
see all the
baby. Press
bruises.
it. Press it once. There you go.
Just wondering.
See that smiling face.
Yeah, like where everybody at? Why y'all got y'all camera off? Y'all want to come say hi? See how y'all is. That's how y'all gonna be. Y'all just gonna hide in the background, not say hello. Okay. You right there. What's up, April? You just chilling too. You all up on the camera. What's up, John?
Hey,
What's up,
Cam,
Miguel?
Cam, you should send this video to that civil rights attorney that you get on here every once in a while.
We should get him on.
Him. I'm gonna send it over to David at San Joaquin. I'm gonna send it over to Brian, and here's the deal. The only thing is, they get a shitload of views, bro. They get a shitload of views. So yeah.
Brian covered his stuff a lot. Send it to Brian.
Chili. When I got arrested on my video, Chili actually came and commented, and he was like, "That sucks to see you in torture cuffs, Cameron."
Yeah,
like,
that was nice.
He said Team Cameron on my shit. So I don't know. He's being nice. So maybe we could send it over to Chili and have Chili take a look at it too and get it out
It
there.
seems like Chili's trying to calm down. He's not trying to be so angry at everybody.
We just need him to stop saying that they can pull us out the car and that we must give up, just pulling out the trifold and giving up our information. Like, no.
Yeah, that's an
how this works.
oxymoron right there. You give him this a trifold to say you're not waiving your rights, but then you waive your rights.
Yes.
So John, it's nice to see that you're in here. I didn't notice that you were in here until now, so that's why I like to see you on camera, because me and John worked earlier this week, and he gave over a good amount. We're not done with you yet, Christopher. Well, I guess we kind of are at this point. We ran through.
Yeah, I gotta send you the other video from the other angle where there's another officer where you can see the baton.
Oh yeah, and we get to see the angle of that ass. I get it. You're wanting to show us that angle.
Big old booty.
I thought Thomas wanted to say something. Thomas wanted to talk about his case, so he was asking early, like
if you guys are done, then Thomas, we want to say something about his case.
Okay, that's cool.
I got one
Hold on
question.
1 second.
I got one question on Chris's. Can you file a restraining order on all of them?
Did I? No.
That's a good question.
Can I? I don't know either.
That's what I'm trying to look up right now.
He could do he could go against and already do a injunction with the TRO based on the irreparable harm that's been caused. For sure.
Excessive force. Extremely excessive force.
Like, there's a lot of constitutional violations there, bro. And even though Chris could have done things differently, they could have done things differently as well. Like, as soon as he went to open the door to his house, you know what I'm saying, without a warrant, they rushed in. So, like I'm saying, there's so many things on the front end that they know they can't do, but they do anyways, and they've gotten away with it for so long that we even question it. Like, we're sitting here as a group together questioning if they had the right to just go into the house.
So I got
Based
a question.
on the little limited information they had coming from a brother, which they heard on the phone previously yelling at Chris, showing that there was somewhat of a family feud, and it was not really based or directed on the welfare of the mother, but was based on a strain on the relationship. With that evidence being present, what they should have done is de-escalated the situation to say, you know what, Chris? The sergeant should have said at that point, you know what, maybe some of us can leave. Let's just go ahead and try and de-escalate this. We can tell that the brother and him are having a strained relationship. This may be just a call in to cause some problems, because we've had problems previously with Chris. And let's just try to see if, hey, can mom come out? Do you mind? And that's the problem. Again,
you know how many times
wait. Again, this is what I'm trying to instill within everybody, is the aspect that it's getting to the point where we have to, again, unify our country. We have to unify all of the servants. We have to get back to looking at each other as literally a creation of the Creator, like across the board. That's the problem. Everything is just us against you, and we don't know you, and then we see you later at the grocery store or at church, and it's this awkward feeling, and it's like, whatever the case may be, like, we have to unify again by looking at each other as literally, I'm here to help. Because they've seen so much bad in their life, they just blanketly look at this may possibly be something bad. And they just overlook the aspect of, damn, the brother is strained and yelling on the phone because someone didn't answer the phone call when they wanted. Like, clearly there's a family strain over the phone and contact. There probably, in my mind, I could logically deduce that there isn't no issue. And as soon as grandma or mama came to the window, I would have just been like, you know what, guys? All right, let's back up. Let's back up. Chris, if you don't mind, listen, just for us, man. And I mean, de-escalate the situation and start being caring. Like, that's the point I'm getting at.
They tried to come on like they were authority over my property, and that's what got me pissed off. I'm like, you're not going to tell me what to do on my property, first of all.
And they should know that they have no authority to tell you what to do. Well, actually, they do know that. They just always override that. And so what I say is everything from the aspect, in my point of view, with no warrant being given, already showing that there's evidence of some kind of family strain here or issue that's being caused over a phone miscommunication, has caused this big blow up when there's really nothing wrong with the mama. And from that point forward, understanding that any actions taken after that, especially at the point where they saw mama opens up the door as though everything's okay. Everything after that is null and, like, it's void. Because as far as the police actions, because he wasn't obstructing. She clearly opened up the door. He couldn't move. It was being blocked by a barrage of people surrounding him to be able to move. The next step was intimidation and force, and these wild statements and comments to his little goons from the sergeant's mouth. Go ahead and get them, boys. It's obstruction time. You know, and there was no obstruction whatsoever. And it's like that movie where they have them two cops. I forget, or not even the movie, the show everybody used to watch back in the day. And those two cops, I had put it on our Discord, and it's like, well, there's got to be a corpus delicti for us to make an arrest. And it's like, yeah, Dukes of Hazzard, look at Mandy. I already know what's going down. Well, there's got to be a corpus delicti. And man, I don't know where that clip at now, but I swear to God, man. Okay, so moving on, let's move over to Thomas.
Can I do a quick one, Cam? Chris,
that's my favorite show.
He was convicted. What can we do to help him out with his conviction going forward? I mean, is there something we can do in the group?
Yeah, let's check out what we've been doing
in the Discord or somewhere else and help.
Do the whole department and their spouses as accomplices.
Put every last one of them on that lawsuit. All 11 of them cops.
And their spouses.
That's right.
The whole department and their spouses.
That's right. And their individual capacity.
And their pets.
You can add the spouses in the suit because they knowingly and willingly allowed their spouse to go through these constitutional violations.
Don't forget about that sergeant that was on the scene.
So it's so sad that we even got to go through this.
So what you'll notice right
I always
here
sue everybody individually.
is
one lawsuit at a time. So if you go through and sue all the cops one lawsuit at a time, boom, 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 boom. If you lose one, you don't lose at all. If you lose the one, the judge will tell you how to fix it, and you go to the next one, then go to the next one. So you just keep nailing them all down.
So what you'll notice here is this is
that a sensible way to go? Sorry, Cam.
It's okay.
One after another? Is that a sensible? Can you do that? One and then another in succession? Because that's a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
It's a lot to handle. That's a lot of work.
The mastermind.
Okay. So what you'll notice here is this is a website that we actually developed after working for quite an extensive amount of time with some other AIs with Christopher. And this goes over like his overview of his case, all of his documents, the timeline, and just all of the resources in and of themselves, right? And we really just put everything together so that way, again, this is just a lot of development, y'all. This took us a while to get over here and get this all put together, but we pretty much got a lot of the things ready to move forward in relation to just the whole 9 yards on getting everything moving and shaking. And so, yeah, we've already been working on it. He's in the Discord, and he just hasn't put all the video links in the Discord yet. That's the only thing. I think he's just been
Yeah, I'm
sending
gonna
them.
do that today.
Okay, it's up to you, bro. How you want to do things?
Because
It's your choice.
I still have the hard drive, and there's more on the hard drive. I have it on Google Drive, and then I have it on the hard drive, the actual USB drive.
Okay. What's up, April? What's up, Thomas? What y'all want? What y'all want to vibe through? It's 11:11.
Oh, okay.
11:11.
Sorry, I'm gonna make this really quick. Thomas done he shed his eyes over here on me, so I'm going to speak on the behalf of my better half. So on 2/19 we were stopped and we received 3 tickets. Obstruction for front window shield, no valid registration, and unlicensed. We were supposed to go to court on the 26th. We did not go to court on the 26th. What we did was we sent them in. We did administrative process, and we sent in several documents to the Evergreen Police Department. Then we sent documents into the prosecutor, and then we sent documents into the judge. So we didn't show up on the date of court, but right after court, like 3 days after, he went into his traffic to do a traffic search. And what came up was failure to appear. Then it says Illinois driver's license. He doesn't have an Illinois driver's license. He rescinded his driver's license. He does not have a registrations on his car. He rescinded that. And they said they sent the information over to SOS, Secretary of State. This was the first time we ever seen anything like that. So our question was, have anybody went through this before? Know what that means? Because we did call the Secretary of State and we told them what happened, and they said, well, we don't know why they sent it to us, because if he doesn't have a driver's license, there's nothing we can do about it.
For commercial aspect on the driver's license, Secretary of State.
So the court sent it over to the Secretary of State. They didn't put
Right.
a failure. They put failure to appear, but they didn't put usually they'll say a warrant out for your arrest if you don't show up or something like that. That didn't happen in this case. They sent everything over to the Secretary of State. And it was the same judge.
What was that all about?
It was a traffic stop.
No, the reason for sending to Secretary of State, that seems like a mystery.
Oh, we don't know. We don't know. We asked the Secretary of State.
Does that have something to do with the commercial aspect of when people are driving on how they're getting us on all these violations?
Well, you gotta ask, what all did y'all file?
Oh, hey.
I'm just trying to relate it to the Secretary of State.
That's the question to ask. What all did y'all file into the
We
court?
filed a refusal of contract and supporting document. We filed notice of fiduciary duties. We filed our trust certificate and letter, notice of inquiry of bond transcript. We filed the notice of access to the grantor's federal government-backed Social Security number, and we filed his what was that fee schedule?
Y'all filed a lot into the record for real, for real.
And the Chevron difference. We don't play.
Oh, and Chevron.
And a what? What was that last thing you just said? Because it was soft.
Chevron.
We had a notice of Chevron difference in the past.
How that got repealed recently. That Chevron's a bad mamma jamma, bro.
I just wanted to see if anyone else has gone through this in any other state or.
We can't hear you.
Yeah, your mic's bad.
Can you hear me?
Pretty bad. Yeah, the mic was cutting in and out.
Oh, okay.
You're muffled.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
you're better.
Okay, so I just want to know if anyone else has been through this or understand why would they send it to the Secretary of State, or is there anything else we need to do after?
The Secretary of State definitely handles bigger affairs, right?
Right.
They're
Foreign
definitely going to be
affairs
looking.
too.
Yep, foreign affairs as well. So if you hitting up the Secretary of State, then maybe they taking care of fiduciary manners. For real, for real. That's what I'd be thinking of.
It sounds
I mean,
new, Cameron. This sounds like a new thing.
Can I add
well,
something?
they did something last time like this too that they filed, and they did something like this too. And when they showed up, the judge, see, the transcript was on the first one, and they still ain't brought their civil suit. I've been telling them, but because they got all dismissed. Yeah, when they went into
We're
the court,
gonna
the
get with
transcript
you
was like
on that. We're gonna get with you on that.
they man, y'all better hit for that state too. That's what I'm saying. You don't want to get past that 6-month mark, but y'all might be, and then you just gotta go federal. But it's all good.
Can I add something? Because I've been through this. When you go to the Department of Motor Vehicles and get a certified copy of your driving record, you may find out what I found out is that the DMV agreed with the police and reinstated a driver's license based on the fact that I had a state ID with the same number as my driver's license number used to be. So I had rescinded everything and rescissioned all signatures, applications, contracts 2023. I knew the police. I stopped and talked with them, had no problem until the DMV decided to cover up for them. I just wanted to add that.
So that
Thanks.
needs to go into our statements to them and we agree to no reinstatement under any circumstances without express written permission.
Notice the liability, baby.
Yep.
That's how I hit them, at least.
Thank you.
There's other ways to hit them too, but yeah, I mean, yeah, y'all had gotten the dismissal on the first one too, because the police officer didn't show up whatsoever. So I think it's pretty cool. Y'all definitely getting some action there. I wonder if you get even a response in the court case. What are the minutes looking like? Do you know what the status is on the case right now? No hearings have been called forth, or what? Bye,
No,
Miguel. See you later, bro.
no hearings at all. He just had that one court case he didn't show up for, and when he researched the ticket, the ticket amount is 0. There's no action. It just says disposition, failure to appear.
So FTA.
Yeah, and sent to the SOS, Secretary of State.
So they're gonna have put a warrant out then for FTA.
Or not. It sounds new, this contacting the Secretary of State, as if
Well,
it
no,
started.
if the disposition is FTA, then it's gonna be a warrant for FTA.
I must have missed something. I don't know what FTA stands for. Failure to appear. So. But why letting the Secretary of State know? I'm just saying that sounds new, like part of their memo process, because we all know they got the memo, right? They got the memo. We're here because they act it out, and they know it. And so this sounds like the furthering of their little memo process behind the scenes.
I wouldn't say it's necessarily new. I would just say it's probably more of a process because they have submitted trust paperwork. And April and Thomas, did y'all like contact the SOS or no? Was that all initiated by them?
No, we never contacted the Secretary of State. That was going to be we did contact them. Like, we called them to talk about this ticket information. And the lady in the legal department, she said that if Thomas doesn't have a driver's license and he rescinded his driver's license, she doesn't know why they would send this information to them, because there's nothing we can do. There's nothing they can do if he doesn't have a driver's license. Now, if he had a driver's license, then they can suspend his driver's license, but he doesn't have one.
So what are y'all's next moves, you think?
With this one, we're just gonna wait and see on this one. The other one that we received back in November, we're gonna get with you so that we can go ahead and go to federal on that one. But Cam, this one was actually with the same judge too.
But there was no comment or remarks that y'all didn't speak to the DA at all on it, though.
No, we didn't speak to the DA. We just sent in our information to the
See,
DA.
I be talking to them. Man, I straight up on any manners like that are small. Even if it was a bigger one, I'd still go talk to them.
Well, Thomas tried, but she wasn't available, so he tried
Someone gonna have to
twice.
be available. Someone gonna have to be available. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like y'all talking about no, it's all constitutional violations. I don't care what you're talking about. I don't care how small you think it is. Once I rebut the presumption and I reserve all my rights and you keep engaging with me afterwards, I've given you no consent. That's a constitutional, it's a liberty. It's a liberty violation. It's a violation of my creator endowed secured liberties. Don't you understand that I am a creation of the creator, homeboy? When I said no, that means no. You have no power or dominion over me. Like, what is going on? Like, it's all constitutional violations. I ain't trying to hear it. I don't care how small it be. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. You fuck with my happiness, that's a secured liberty. Because I am a creation of the creator. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about that. That's like straight up, bro. Like, that's why I'm saying we gotta get back to this unity, because it's just gotten so bad. Y'all just, like, don't even... Like, how we understand 100 years ago, 200 years ago, that people are sacred. But y'all can't tell me now, even with more intellect and knowledge, that you that we still not sacred. Like, what is going on, bro? Like, I don't get it.
You can thank the unholy banking cartels for that particular bit of conditioning on society.
Well, that's why I hate money, because people will do the most egregious actions for money, and it's all out of desperation for the system in the first place. Man, it's like you end the system, you end a lot of evil and pain and suffering that people have to go through just to try and live. That's why I say if we reinstate the Homestead Act, if we try, man, it's just, I need help just on the traffic law reform, because I want to send out all of these letters directly over to the senators and the representatives of our states. Like, we can easily develop it. I've already got the base like that. Our traffic law reform needs to be a conversation to be had. Like, that is a campaign that I think is so huge. We got over 1,300 signatures on that bad boy now. Like, I know we stay involved so much with just like Operation Wisedome and then each and everybody's cases, but if we really get out here and start getting active in this community, my God, what starts to happen? It's beyond just Wisedome. It's within the communities now.
But at the same time, Wisedome still keeps ringing the bell. I mean, that function sooner or later also does some of the same stuff the petition does.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, it's like at some point, even me myself, I gotta find myself getting out and getting active like Tana was doing with the traffic law reform, right? It's actually getting out there in these streets and in these buildings and sending off letters and trying to make appointments with them personally in their fucking faces to have these conversations. Because the more we build out into an organization and foundation, the more real and true our foundation becomes.
That's what I want to do.
I'm telling you, it becomes then we're getting true sponsors at that point. You dig what I'm saying? Then we're able to, again, utilize that sponsorship program to pay individuals to literally grow and expand beyond just our internet meetings, right? Like, yo, bro, I'm trying to really change this nation, and I know y'all are too. That's why you're here. You wouldn't be here if that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
And it all comes through empowerment and speaking that empowerment into others. We've had so many people come on here and cry and talk about when you say, you don't know who you are. Like, and they're finally figuring out, I am a creation of the creator. Like, bro, like, what is going on?
I told you.
So, Cam, you know, we travel every day, all day, pretty much. So we don't get to get out to the county meetings and local meetings and stuff, but everywhere we go, we talk to people about this stuff. And I mean, we are currently out of them, but I generally pass out constitutions. We tell people to look up this channel, and we spread the word as much as we can, being the travelers that we are.
That's badass. Thank you. I appreciate it. We just, this traffic law reform has really got a good foundation. We've got 1,300 signatures so far. I think that is an achievement because I can't believe it. But 1,300 signatures, that's for on the traffic law reform. And all if we do is start putting that petition in their faces, then and start mailing them out, which I'm down to help anybody in relation to mailing stuff out. You let me know. I've heard there's a way to easily mail out for free as long as you have a stamp or something. Maybe you don't even need a stamp. I don't know how it works, but
I
I've
know
heard
someone in the
Yesenia talking about
assembly
it.
that
Yeah, I've
does
heard
that.
Yesenia talking about it.
Yep.
Go ahead,
Yep.
Jack.
Someone in the assembly.
Oh, so talking about getting out there and getting the word out. Um, I've been trying to post links to your website and to YouTube as well, and other areas of YouTube and social media. And I hope you don't take this too critical, but in regards to your website, like at the homepage, the very first thing I see is sold out, right? And if I was a new person that just kind of stumbled across your website, um, I'm not getting like a good strong vibe about like what this website is supposed to be for. Um, so I don't know if maybe we could like do something like kind of an elevator pitch at the very top where it says sold out. I mean, I know that refers to our event, but like I said, people right now who are just joining us might
That's a good idea. An elevator
it
pitch
might
right at
come
the
across
beginning.
as a deterrent, or something, Um, so I just wasn't sure if that's something we can
Mhm.
collaboratively work on, or if you got something in mind to update it.
Yeah, well, I mean, like at any point, like right now, what I could do is, let me see, how do I do it? See, like right now, what I did is I just changed over. I guess we could do any kind of reformulating of the website. But yeah, like so because that one's done. Which page is this? It's just the home page. I got it as home right now, and it's not linked. So like, what I could do right now is just disable that page completely. So now that
Well, I
page is
mean, it's
completely
whatever you want
disabled.
to do,
You
man.
know what I'm
It's
saying?
you're the one in control of it. I was just saying, like,
But yeah, now what's going on as far as the homepage is concerned is it's just directly over to the traffic law reform.
yeah,
If it
yeah.
was just to go to piitp.com, then now it's just
Okay,
traffic law.
cool.
Hey, I got
Yeah.
something about being an old school guy and an elected official. I was on a community college school board for a couple of terms, and what was effective is people actually face to face coming up and saying, have you heard about, and I support, and here's something that's effective, and talking traffic reform face to face to your local community or commissioners or wherever you are, the person in front of you in the grocery store. Just communicate what we're advocating here. That's my advice.
For sure, for sure. That's everything. Oh, you got a whole bunch of stamps? Ty got all them stamps. He's like, I'm ready. Yeah, man. In the traffic law reform in the Discord was cool. We already got like some scripts, and so what I've been wanting to try and achieve is that if we go out and speak, and then have someone maybe record those, then we can compile them and put them all together and put them into a unique video that makes like a call to action video, essentially, right? To where we can start organically spreading that throughout our neighborhoods, like our Facebook groups. Because I know everybody, if you got a Facebook, you definitely in your city group. Quit playing with me. You know that's a real thing, bro. And I mean, I'm in that bad boy. Whether it's people that shame driving or wild events in my city, whichever city that you're in, everybody follows those and keeps up to date with what's going on in their local area. And if we just hit on those grassroots like that, like nothing that we've ever done has been ad driven. Like we've never paid an ad for nothing. And that's just kind of cool is that everything is just organic and it's a true feeling of what everybody wants to see happen. And we already know that it's true by seeing the certain bills that's been introduced as far as New Hampshire is concerned, the right to travel and UCC 9-109 and the whole aspect there of that right to travel. It's already laid out. That's why we don't even get to the point now in the courts of saying we're going to argue that at this point. We're just arguing the egregious actions on the forefront of what it took to achieve you to claim or bring forth the citation and or charge, right? Because there's always constitutional violations on the front end before getting the charge. Because if you say I'm reserving all rights without probable cause of a crime being committed whatsoever, and they are then by intimidation, force, and coercion and threat of jail, that's a violation, is it not? You have the right to remain silent and not incriminate yourself. So again, from the very beginning of it all, is where I feel like we need to be standing up. Does anybody agree? I want to touch base on that a little bit more or further expand on that. I know Zeke likes to touch base on things like that, but I don't know if he's willing to speak right now.
Well, speak on that. I mean, I'm totally in agreement with everything you're saying. I did a lot of that stuff back in the day. We had a organization and we tried to, but we didn't do traffic. We were doing the money system. And
you like Ty?
Huh?
I say you're like Ty.
Yeah. But anyway, and I'm an analyst now, and I work strictly on the legal and filing the papers, and how the process works so that we can get a remedy in the courts. That's really where I'm focused. But I was politically involved, and that takes talking to the legislatures, and it's a good way to go. I'm not doing that now, but I support it. And I think that you organize and you do what you said. They said that you go to you have I used to be on campus. I was a member of the Libertarian Party, and
nice.
I went to I was a delegate for state and federal elections.
Okay.
It's something to do. You got when you're young, that's what you do. You go on the campus, go out there, and I don't know. They organize, like you said, they do it on Facebook and stuff like that, and I don't really go on the social medias. But I think it's a good way to go. Then that I would consider on the legislative. Remember, we got 3 separate powers:
Damn.
legislative, executive, judicial. So you focus on the legislative, yeah.
Yep.
And the executive is really one that all the other branches have to look at the other branches, because that's the power. We hold them accountable.
I got something that came up just as a thought. Something that I've noticed between Washington and California, me and Brandon was just talking about it yesterday, is the aspect that they're introducing new bills, both related to traffic law, in relation to low-income people on the road. And we're both finding this very odd that now 2 bills, both in California and Washington, are being a little bit more strict, but also bringing in low-income people as though they can be discriminatory as far as who they enforce certain rules against. So I'm wondering what your thoughts would be on that and how troublesome that would be as far as a constitutional standpoint.
I'm definitely interested in that because I'm low income.
Okay, I'll tell you what I think about that. And I saw that. And so what I'm going to do, my license comes up in September. And so I'm going to go to the DMV and call for a hearing. See, because DMV is the agency that regulates the license and the registration. And so a court really doesn't have jurisdiction to suspend your license or take it away or anything. Only DMV. So I'm going to DMV, and I'm going to tell them that I want them to issue me my license, but I don't want to pay any fee. It should be. And that was the whole reason I got really the reason I knew I had a right to travel, but I didn't want to pay to get a license. I already had one, but every year it came up, and at that time it was $15. It's probably $35 or $50 now, but I didn't feel that I had to pay for it.
Right.
If I'm entitled to the license, which I'm entitled. See, you have a right to have that privilege.
Right.
It's a right. And so why should I pay for it?
Right.
So
And-
that's
Oh, guys, you would love. I played it yesterday in the Wisedome. I called the Secretary of State and addressed this very issue, according with those 8 public acts that I found that were passed in 21. Well, passed in 2020 and went into effect in 2021.
Okay,
and
be precise.
Okay, so they formed a task force here in Michigan in 2020 and looked into this. And turns out in Michigan, the 3rd most common thing to be incarcerated for, you want to take a guess?
Driving while
A
license.
license.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, so they passed 8 public acts. I posted them in the Discord. I can find them, read them off to you.
I
But
think I saw that. Yeah.
okay, so according to those 8 public acts, it is not okay for the state of Michigan to suspend your driver's license anymore as of October 1st, 2021 for anything that's not related to dangerous or reckless driving.
Uh-oh.
Specifically named 2 particulars. There's a bunch, but the 2 particulars named in the article is 1, failure to appear, and 2, unpaid fines.
Yep.
So, guess what they suspended mine for?
Yep.
Unpaid fines.
Unpaid fine.
Go get them.
So I called them yesterday and
at my boy.
enlightened them to the situation and requested a hearing.
Did you
Right?
record it?
Play
I
it.
did
It's good.
record.
I listened to it. Yeah, play it.
Yeah, I played
it's
it
good,
yesterday in
dude.
the
He does a
Wisedome.
good job, man. It's awesome. Check it out.
So okay, so now I gotta figure out how to do it. So I can jump off of here, and then I'll have to pop back in on my phone. and
Nigga,
then
just
play
send
it.
that shit to me.
You could just share your screen. Oh.
You can, or you can share your screen too.
Oh, okay, yep. Well, depends on my internet, but I'll try it. Okay, hold on. Give me a second.
Oh yeah, it depends. Because when you're sharing a video, it draws more. I found that out too.
Well, my shit it'd be weird anyways. You have to select weird stuff just to even get it to play the sound. It be getting confusing sometimes.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
like
that's
law.
a new Zoom update in general.
The last Zoom we had, I screen recorded it, but it didn't record the audio, just the video.
Well, I always do
So-
a recording of it, so don't trip. If you want it, I'll just give you the link. You can go watch it.
Well, I sent you a text, but it was right before this Zoom meeting, so you probably didn't get it yet.
Lynn, Zoom
Yes,
also
ma'am.
separates out the videos into 3 different files. There's the one compilation file of everything. Then there's just the
Where-
audio file, and then there's just the video file.
Right.
Where's
now you
that
tell-
located? Where's that located?
When you download it,
When
you
I
got an option to
downloaded the
download.
video, it pulled it up.
I don't know what she said.
Well,
She's
it
talking
just
procedure
recently,
now.
when I downloaded it, I opened it through Zoom, and it opened it up in my files in my
You gotta know what these words mean. Download, upload.
I'm just saying,
Just like law.
I've never.
Just like law.
I'm computer illiterate and phone illiterate, so like you have to talk to me like I'm 2 when it comes to this kind of shit.
Well,
So is
do
it
you
at the
have an
bottom of the
account with
screen
Zoom
right
yet?
now? Yeah, I'm on Zoom right now.
None of that right now. There's none of that right now. We'll show you later, okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, there you go.
So, all right. I'm just serious. We're not gonna waste
I
any
hear
time
you.
with that. All right. So, what's next? Who do we got next? Because I was wanting to touch base on John. John, where are you at right now in your situation? Have you filed anything? Have you looked over? Have you edited?
Yeah, I filed all those motions, and I guess
Did you file all of them or some of them?
Just some of them. The most important ones. And I guess from what they said, it's being bound over to court. So, because they didn't want to even look at them.
But did you file them?
Yes.
Okay.
Question: did you serve him?
Yes.
So you served it on the other side. So that and did you set a hearing date?
Yeah, it's the 22nd.
Okay, so in the meantime, you should hear a response from the opposing party to oppose your motion.
Correct.
So your motion was to do something, to have the court do something, and they would oppose that, and then you have a chance to reply before the hearing, and then at the hearing, the judge looks at both sides and decides whether they're going to grant the motion or deny the motion.
Okay.
Yep. And his comes back in also right back to the castle doctrine, which we were speaking on with Christopher earlier. You know.
All right, I got it ready whenever you guys
Okay.
want. If you guys still want to hear
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I just got to figure out how to share it here.
I gotta stop and then you hold on, let me see. One participant at a time, event sharing options, all participants. Who can start? Okay. All right, I think you can share now, bro.
I'm guessing it's the share now, huh? Or share button, right?
Yeah, share.
Okay. Let's see. Media.
Just check for audio options as well, because it's weird. When
Oh,
you
shit.
first share, sometimes you have
right.
to.
But play it first. Let's just see.
Okay. Can you guys hear that?
No.
No.
Okay. All right. So where is the option here?
Yeah, you gotta, and you may have to turn it off again, and then you have to play the sound. Remember, she said there's three files, one sound, one's. So you have to, and there's I don't know exactly, but down below they said some kind of thing for sound. You guys might know.
Here.
Hey, Dad.
Hold on, bud.
Yeah, we can hear the
Share sound. Okay, there it is. I found it.
Can't hear
Okay.
Cam. Oh, he's off.
That's really good.
Guys.
Are you in high school yet? Huh? High school yet? No.
Okay, I think.
Right,
2 years? No
the video.
shit.
You click the video.
Growing like a weed.
Yeah, I'm
Growing like a weed.
where is?
Do you have
Come
the video
on.
open already on your computer?
I got the file or the.
Yeah, I was pretty short. But yeah,
Told you should just see
funny
that
because
shit,
people
bro.
and
I'm sorry, buddy. I'm fucking doing what I can here. So.
I have to cut this all
Fine,
out.
you gotta follow the law. Frida, come on, you should know this. It's got.
I'm working on it, bro.
I'd be yelling at that. I'd be yelling at the computer. It's got to do it. It's supposed to do the video and the audio, and I have a right, and it's supposed to do it. Why doesn't it do it? I'm following a lawsuit.
Arrest me for no reason.
It's the
and
computer
violate.
problem. And the computer's
Oh, that works. That works.
Okay,
I
you
can
guys
hear
can
that.
hear it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go.
I've been better, but hopefully you'll be able to help me out here. So,
what's going on?
well, wouldn't you know it, not only did the police arrest me for no reason and violate my rights, but turns out the Charlotte court did the same thing. The 56A District Court. I've called about this before, and I didn't have the information in front of me. I knew, but I could not remember what the particular codes.
Okay, so the pen and okay, so now I gotta. Damn it, I need to get them all spliced together. Where's the thing? But the way that pen records, it only records in like goofy little chunks. So, okay. Holy crap! It's a stupid file.
You just need to get the glasses like Cam has.
Those things are awesome, bro. Everybody needs some of them. They're so cool.
You got glasses?
Yeah,
before?
I gotta give me some of them.
Yeah, I want to get
Can you show them?
Yeah, they're
Well-
the Ray-Ban. They're the Ray-Ban Metas, bro.
Buy all of your
Yeah, but us
Can you
broke
post
people
the
can't
link to those
afford that stuff,
glasses?
dude.
I'll swing them.
Yeah, them Ray-Bans are hot.
Dude, the
Cam?
states are going to start seeing all
Holy
of us with
fuck.
those things on. They're going to know.
Yep,
sooner
they're
or
gonna
later.
snatch them off our face.
Yep.
All right, here we go.
Turns out there's 8 public acts that were passed in 2021, October 1st, specifically outlining how Michigan will not suspend driver's licenses for anything other than dangerous or reckless driving. Well, imagine along the lines of all the things that they fictitiously accused me of did not include dangerous or reckless driving. And this is citation 244-342-9, as in boy. Looks like it was 12/12/2024 by the 56A District Court, pursuant to MCL 257.321A, which apparently was illegal the entire time, wouldn't you know? So, there's a very particular article here on Michigan.gov about the task force that found driving without a valid license was the third most common reason for jail in Michigan, which is incredibly ironic because if you check the motor vehicle code, it clearly defines that civil infractions, which the overwhelming majority of driving quote-unquote offenses are civil infractions. So the police and the courts misinterpret what that means because civil infractions are clearly defined in the motor vehicle code as not crimes, but they arrest people for it all day, every day. Isn't that something? So the public acts are Public Acts 376, 382, 377, 378, 379, 380, 381, and 387. So the 56A District Court broke 8 public acts by suspending my driver's license. Isn't that weird?
You gotta love it, dude. He kills it, dude.
I don't really know what's going on until I have your record up in front of me. What was your
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I just explained it to you, but my legal fiction is Anthony John Hafley, Haefele. And my
and what is your date of birth?
4/25/84.
Thank you.
Do you need the driver's license number as well?
No, thank you. I have that pulled up with your name and birthday.
Oh, okay.
Let's see.
So
Taking a look here.
another thing you'll notice on there is that I've never even had a point on my driver's license. So, you know, it's unbelievable to me.
Letter from, it looks like last year in December, the Michigan Department of State was notified by Charlotte 56A District Court of your failure to comply with judgment for no proof of insurance. So it was pursuant to Michigan Vehicle Code MCL 257.
Right, which is
321A, that your license was suspended
right
from December 13th and until we received clearance from the court.
Ma'am, what did I just say? The court broke 8 public acts that were passed in 2020 and went into effect in 2021 as of October 1st. Certainly
Did you reach out to the court?
Oh, well, see, it's very clear to me that I have been to these hearings, about 10 or 11 or 12 of them actually, and the court has no idea what the law is. So, shouldn't the court be aware of the law?
No.
How could you be aware of 257 but not aware of Public Acts 376, 382, 377, 378, 379, 380, 381, and 387?
Just keep listening.
Strange, isn't it?
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to answer on the court's behalf.
Okay, well, I really don't care what the court has to say because they have no idea what they're talking about. So, as far as the Secretary of State goes, I would like to set up a hearing with you guys to review this violation by 56A District Court. Does that sound okay?
I can get you up to a technician to see if that could be arranged.
Oh, I definitely have the right. It's not a matter. It's just a matter of getting a date and a time. So, when would be the next available date?
That's so funny.
Next one. Hold on.
So funny.
Sorry, guys.
Mission. Larry will tell you gotta push the button down at the bottom to attach the file to the video. I mean, come on.
I
Everybody
got it, but
knows
I got
that.
to redo it every time that I got to change the thing. So
yeah, Zeke, hold on, man. Just give him a minute, man. Shit.
Giving him an analogy.
Like that
He's not
Wait
getting
a
the
minute.
analogy. He's talking to the wrong court too.
in
Okay.
time.
So let me get you up to a technician to see how something like that would be scheduled, because that's not something that we would just schedule in a standard branch office setting.
Weird, huh?
You're supposed to
So
schedule court.
clearly, it's a deliberate misinterpretation of these things, because this article here on michigan.courts.gov clearly defines the fact that they have been doing this for years and years and years illegally, pursuant to 257.321A.
Oh my God, what a
Isn't that
killer.
something?
Just keep in mind, the Secretary of State, we're just a record keeper. So whatever the court sends us, that's what we have to put on record. So if you believe something was recorded to us incorrectly, we would need that to come from the court to have the record reviewed and corrected.
And when the court doesn't follow the law or public acts, then what?
You got to send it to him.
If you wanted to file a complaint through the court, I believe, I can double check, that would go through.
Okay, see, the problem here is public employees who have no idea what they're doing and think that they can do whatever they want. Well, problem with that, these people should have known. Okay, is ignorance of the law an excuse? So 257.321A was illegal from its inception. And this article on courts.michigan.gov literally admits that. They had to do a task force, and the task force found that task force members found that driving without a license, which isn't illegal, by the way, because driving isn't even a thing, it's operating, and operating is when you're engaged in commerce, which, if you refer to the Motor Vehicle Code, which is an incredible work of fiction, but the Motor Vehicle Code even defines it for you. They're charging people with civil infractions and arresting them for civil infractions, and even the Motor Vehicle Code defines civil infractions as not crimes. So, being arrested for not committing a crime is a crime against you. Does that make sense?
Oh, I'm confused.
I'm not too familiar. Again, I can get you up to a technician to go over this more in depth if you'd like.
Okay, sure. Thank you, ma'am.
Come
I
on,
appreciate
Zeke,
you.
man.
I hope you have a wonderful day.
Not a problem. Thank you, you too.
Get him a little bit of education.
It's dripping all over your voice, Tony.
What's that?
It's dripping all over your voice, Freedom. It's the fuck you of it all is dripping all over your voice. It's so good.
Okay. I thought you were saying there's something wrong with the audio. My bad.
No. Just your tone of voice is loaded with FU all over it.
I know, right?
And he's drawing a lot of conclusions too.
Sure, my legal.
Drawing conclusions.
There's some mushroom.
We're just a record keeping agent.
God damn it, Zeke! We got to do what we can do and what we know. Come on, man.
Okay, right?
I'm pointing it out. We got to just,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm pointing it out, buddy.
When we
just
know
keep
it,
listening.
we can adjust.
Okay. Yeah. Well, just keep listening. I know everybody's a fucking critic, but hey,
I don't like the music.
Me neither. All right.
Can I have your name?
Sure. My legal fiction is Anthony John Halfley.
Thank you. What can I do for you?
Okay. Well, I'm calling for the second or third time about this order of action issued by the 56A District Court, claiming to be in pursuant of MCL 257.321A and illegally suspending my driver's license, which you'll notice doesn't have a single point on it, in direct contradiction to 8 separate public acts that went into effect October 1st, 2021. Those public acts being 376, 382, 377, 378, 379, 380, 381, and 387. That specifically points out that the task force, they had to file it, or convene a task force for this, okay? The task force members found that driving without a license was the third most common reason for jail admission in Michigan. Isn't that something? But if you refer to the motor vehicle code, the overwhelming majority of quote-unquote driving offenses are civil infractions. And if you refer to the motor vehicle code clearly points out that civil infractions are not crimes. So how are people being arrested for civil infractions? Oh, well, that's an easy one. That's misconduct by police. Isn't that something? But anyway, the reason for my call, like I said, the 56A District Court broke the law when they illegally suspended my driver's license because according to these...
Next file.
Well, that was really good. That was the reason for my call after all that. And then, yeah, what's the reason for the call?
Yeah,
You're
Tony,
talking
get
to
to
a
the
clerk,
point.
the Secretary of State, who has no clue what you're talking about and wants to just do her job. And what do you
Dude,
do?
he
How
was
can she help
doing the
you?
best he could do, man. Like we
I
don't
know, but I'm
know,
just
we don't all
analyzing it.
know every goddamn fucking thing. Shit.
I'm just analyzing it, and I already told him. He does know I told him, but he didn't listen. He didn't really get it.
Wait,
Does a
oh, yes,
5-year-old
Zeke. I
listen?
should.
Does
No,
a
no, no. Wait.
10-year-old
Hold
listen
on.
all the time?
Hold on. Didn't you just say that the fucking court has no authority to suspend your driver's license? That's the DMV. Wasn't that you?
They do it on order of the court, though, and what he's saying
Well,
is you need the
okay.
court to correct that order.
That's right. You
Okay,
gotta
but it
go to
doesn't
the
matter. No,
court.
the court. No, you just
And you
fucking
have to
said
have
that the
the court
court
take
doesn't have the
judicial
authority to.
notice of
You know
that
what?
legislation. And see, now you're going to talk over me and you're not going to hear what I said.
I heard what you said.
Well, I heard what all of y'all said. Y'all said a little bit too much there for my liking, so I'm gonna put y'all on mute for just one here video second. Let y'all get y'all's composure back. And let's have a constructive conversation if you don't mind. We're continuing on now with Operation Wisedome with Anthony Hafalero in Michigan and Zeke down in Sunnyside, California. Let's continue this on now. How do we make it to where y'all can unmute yourselves again? Let's get this back. Unmute themselves. Please continue with your conversation and the recordings if you don't mind.
Okay, so did you want me to play the rest of it or no?
I personally don't, but anyone else might want to hear it. But I had one correction. I'm in Northern California, not Southern California.
I said Sunnyside, but excuse me if I was incorrect in that statement.
Okay,
Look,
so
man,
we want to take a vote.
I want to hear. I want to hear it. I think you're doing a great job. But yeah,
yeah, it's no shit, right? No shit.
I don't. Okay, I
We
don't
don't need
agree
the
with the
fucking
premise.
criticism.
Yeah, I don't agree with the premise that all of these people are allowed to be ignorant of all of these things. If you work at the DMV, you should be well aware of all these 8 public acts, because according to that article, if you read it, Zeke, you'll see that the DMV is supposed to be contacting everybody. There's somewhere between 80,000 and 300 or 280,000 people in Michigan who had their driver's license suspended illegally, and not the courts who did it, but the Secretary of State was going to contact these people, let them know what category that they fall into and how to get their licenses back. For the record.
So
anyway.
obviously, we disagree on the premise. Okay.
Okay. Whatever.
I can tell you,
Just let him finish.
Wait a minute. I've never talked to the DMV, and I've never talked to the Secretary of State Department, and I've never talked to the court house ever.
Okay. Well, I keep forgetting that so in the rest of the country, the DMV is the DMV. In Michigan, it's the Secretary of State.
Oh,
don't ask me why.
Hold on. I didn't know that.
Right.
So
therefore, like I said, I forget.
So okay, but
that's probably why you should have just listened and waited to the end of it and then talk all that shit.
Well, I didn't know what he just said. That's a big thing.
Hey guys,
a good reason to be quiet.
Hey, Lynn, this goes on YouTube, bro. Chill, my guy.
Oh, does it? Sorry. Oh, my bad.
Okay. So, if anybody would like me to continue, I'll continue.
Definitely.
Public acts that were passed in 2020, but went into effect October 1st, 2021, that's not okay. Actually, and this article right here actually admits that it was never okay. Apparently, MCL 257.321A has always been illegal, even according to the Motor Vehicle Code. Isn't that something? So, certainly seems to me like court employees should know better. Certainly also seems to me like the the Secretary of the State employees should also know better, shouldn't they?
You might
Because
have an
according to this,
option.
all of these
Court
public
employees
acts that specifically outline that it is not, the Michigan will not suspend driver's licenses for anything other than reckless or dangerous driving. And of the fictitious charges they've charged me with, reckless and dangerous driving was not amongst them. Isn't that weird? So, also, I'm well aware of the actual definition of operator and driver. Actually, there's no such thing as a driver's license anyway. It's an operator's or a chauffeur's, and that is specifically also outlined in the Motor Vehicle Code to use the public road for commercial purposes. Private purposes, on the other hand, are not illegal. So, I would like to call a hearing with the Secretary of State to address this issue.
Okay, so requests for hearings can be made in writing. One of the easiest ways to send it is by email, or you can mail it in, but if you prefer to email, I could give you the email address.
Huh. Well. So what? I have to write down on a piece of paper, I want a hearing with the Secretary of State to address the 56A District Court's illegal actions and then take it to a branch and hand it to an employee? Is that what you're telling me?
No, you wouldn't take it to a branch and hand it to an employee. These would go to Lansing, so you either send it to us by email or you mail it to us.
You know what would even be more efficient? If you wrote it down right now and turned it in. Wouldn't that be something?
No, I'm sorry. Hearing requests have to be made in writing by the petitioner. From you. So it comes from you, not from me.
Right. Okay. Well, then I really fail to see why you guys even have a phone number. And why no one at this Secretary of State seems to be even concerned in the slightest with the fact that not only did the court break the law, but also so did you guys. Completely contrary to the 8 public acts that I specifically read off to you. Are you aware of those public acts?
So right now, if you do not take care of a no proof of insurance ticket, it can place a suspension on your Michigan license. That is
Ma'am,
legal.
no it is not. What did I just tell you? Michigan Public Acts 176 and 382 of 2020.
Yeah, I heard you. I was listening.
Okay. So public acts don't matter. 8 public acts specifically addressing this exact thing doesn't matter. An old MCL 257.321A that was clearly illegal in the first place, that's what matters. See, this is my problem with public employees. 1, they don't care about doing their job properly or following any laws. Isn't that weird? That's incredibly strange to me, actually.
Yep, so when you spoke to our supervisor on March 24th,
Yeah.
Everything on your driving record is accurate.
Is it? Like the suspension? Because there is nothing else on my driver's license record. The illegal suspension by 56A District Court? According to 8 public acts that went into effect in October 1st, 2021, which I'm pretty sure is prior to 12/12/2024, is it not?
Yeah, so the offense codes for the ticket that you got for no proof of insurance.
Hey, guess what? Also, she didn't sign and is inadmissible. So, I bet you the court left that out, though, didn't they? Because they don't follow the law either. So, it's like one of two things. Either 1, the
new file.
least you got her talking back to you. She's actually going through your shit. She tried to just shut you down, but then you got her back to talking and looking into whatever's in the file. So that's cool. I like that. You got her at least doing some kind of work.
I'm gonna guess Freedom doesn't have any kids.
What I will say though is that YouTube,
damn,
if you
Zeke.
want to hear more, you're gonna have to become an Operation Wisedome member because we're out. Everybody, y'all say bye to YouTube for now.
Later, YouTube.
See you later. Good having you.
Bye, YouTube.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.